It is another perfect day for baseball here in San Luis Obispo, California. Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome. We couldn't be happier to have you along with us on the Blue Streaming Network. I'm Zach Ebrahim here in the press box at Sinsheimer Park. There's another theme night here in SLO, and welcome to Blues Baseball. Tonight, it's the Blues and the Riptide for the fifth time this season. So our neighbors from the south, we made two trips down to Irvine earlier this year. Now the Riptide find their way up in SLO for another battle in the CCL South. These are two teams jockeying for position right now. Blues come in with their record at 20-11, tied for third in the South currently with the Conejo Oaks of Thousand Oaks. 3 games behind the first place Arroyo Seco Saints, and we'll be seeing them next week. Riptide come into play with their record at 16-13, and they're reeling a bit. They're fourth in the CCL South at 8-11, 2 games currently behind the Blues and 5 games behind the Arroyo Seco Saints. And as this season winds down, every game that much more important. Blues coming into play, well, they're coming off of a 1-3 week, and they struggled a bit as well. Their last win was, in fact, a 8-4 victory over Orange County, but 2 losses to Arroyo Seco have them in third place currently. Hitting 1 through 9 led to their last victory. They'll look to couple that with a solid performance from their starter this evening, Kyle Wish, a sophomore out of the University of Southern California. Keys for the Blues all season have been hitting for power and limiting traffic on the base paths. We'll see if they're able to do that and collect their 21st win this season. Blues have 9 of their 11 final games at home right here at Sinsheimer Park. They have to take advantage of that, and the teams beneath them, 7 of their next 11 will be against either the Riptide or the Academy Barons. We'll be getting keys to you right before first pitch for this ball game. As for the Riptide, 3 of their 5 CCL All-Stars did not play in the last game here in SLO. Part of the reason you may say that the Blues came away with their victory. Nonetheless, the Riptide come in 4-6 in their last 10, having lost 2 in a row against SLO and Conejo. With only 4 of their final 11 games at home and only 1 game against the last-place Barons, it's becoming do-or-die time for the Riptide, and these 2 teams will be playing with some of the most urgency of any teams from the South until the season's end. After tonight, they'll only play each other one more time, as mentioned, as the ceremony of first pitch is delivered. These 2 teams will play after tonight one more time here at Sinsheimer Park. It is a matchup that has not disappointed. It has featured a walk-off. That was back on July 8th, the Blues winning by the final of 7-6. Justin Trimble delivering a walk-off double in the bottom of the ninth. So just to give you some history of the matchup, through 4 games this season, back on June 29th, Blues were in Irvine and were shut out for the first and only time this entire season, and the Riptide would win 4-0. On the 30th, the very next day, 5-2 would be the final, with Orange County coming away with the victory. We mentioned the walk-off on the 8th. That was the Blues' first victory against Orange County this season. That came by the final of 7-6. And July 11th, Blues came away with a 4-run victory just a couple days ago. As mentioned, Kyle Wish on the mound for the Blues. This will be his 9th appearance overall. So 6 times we've seen him out of the pen, and this will be his 3rd official start. A right-hander who has not disappointed and certainly impressed with a 1.56 ERA in 23 full innings pitched. With our national anthem coming up, we will give you the Riptide starting lineup. Leading things off and playing second base is Davis Diaz, followed by Austin Krissick, the right fielder. Reed Spenrath bats third and plays first base. Charlie Taylor bats cleanup and does the catching. Emilio Rosas bats fifth. He's the third baseman. Spencer Servin, talented center fielder, bats sixth. Kyle Booker, who has killed the Blues all season, is in the 7-hole and DHing. Efren Cervantes, the shortstop, and Dwight Allen, CCL All-Star, bats ninth and plays left field. Almost time for baseball here. Another capacity crowd on hand, and it is another theme night here at Sinsheimer Park. It is Christmas in July. So if you see anyone walking by the camera on the grass or in their seats wearing a Santa hat, something seasonal, yes, it is July, but it is one of our many theme nights. We've had several, and it's just part of a way that we give our interns a chance to dress up a bit. And hey, if a fan gets word, more than welcome to take part. Game 32 of this 75th anniversary San Luis Obispo Blues season is about to be underway. Blues and Riptide for the 5th time this season. It is an important one. Both teams looking for wins in their final 11 games this season. Riptide have become familiar with this park, and the Blues, of course, with knowing that 90% of their games this season will be right here at home, are going to look to take advantage of that, led by head coach Bob Miller. I'm going to step aside. After this rendition of the national anthem, I'll be right back with you.
We would ask that you would kindly stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Moments away from first pitch as Kyle Wish, right-hander out of USC, hometown of Illinois, one of several players, one of 3 specifically from the state of Illinois on the SLO Blues roster. Hometown of Clarendon Hills for the 6'4", 225-pound right-hander, a sophomore at USC. Spent 1 season in the Big Ten. He was at Nebraska and then transferred to USC, where he now works on his pitching in the Pac-12 and came into this season as one of the better relievers in the Blues pen. You could argue one of the best. Talented right-hander that features a 2-seam fastball with sinking action, a disappearing slider, changeup, and curveball. Solid 4-pitch arsenal for Kyle. And he's coming out of his last appearance was out of the pen. And we mentioned that this is Kyle's 3rd start. So he comes in. His last outing was on the 16th. He went 2 full innings against the Arroyo Seco Saints. We mentioned them. First place team in the South. Very talented roster. Only gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Prior to that, he had a 6-inning start under his belt where he did give up 3 earned runs on 6 hits, did strike out 6. But if we're going to look back, the month of July has been good to Kyle, and a lot of it stemmed from his performance on July 2nd, where he went 5 full innings, only gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, and struck out 6 against the Conejo Oaks. That's the way he introduced himself to CCL batters as a starter, and he'll be looking to do so for a 3rd time against a Riptide lineup that features Davis Diaz at the top, talented freshman on his way to Vanderbilt, Austin Krissick, who's done his fair share of damage in right field to CCL opponents, and of course Reed Spenrath, rounding out the top 3 in this Orange County lineup that we will see. These 2 teams accounted for 12 All-Stars in that CCL showcase game. Obviously, we'll not see all of them as they had some pitchers and position players. Needless to say, 2 of the most talented rosters in the CCL, but both these teams right now neck and neck in the Southern standings and are looking to make that final push before the CCL playoffs start up in Lincoln in early August. We're about to be underway. It'll be righty on righty. Davis Diaz facing Kyle Wish. Top of the 1st about to be underway at Sinsheimer Park. Couldn't be happier to have you along with us. Game 32 is underway. We have strike 1. First pitch to Diaz, a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count, and Wish deals pitch number 2. It's a breaking ball that dips outside. Count even now at 1-1. No score as we enter the top of the first. Diaz, the second baseman, one of the CCL All-Stars featured in that showcase game. Here's a 1-1. Dips inside. That two-seamer is ball 2. 2-1 the count. Two-one count to Diaz. That dips inside again, and it's now 3-1. Wish the walks have been limited. Only 5 walks allowed this entire season in his 23 innings pitched. Diaz ahead in the count, 3-1. Taking ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk for the Riptide. So for a walk, it's the 6th walk he has issued this season. And for Diaz, it's the 15th time he has taken first base on balls. 5-pitch walk to start things out, and the Riptide have their first base runner. It's Davis Diaz. Now it's Austin Krissick batting for the Riptide and taking strike 1. Krissick comes in, and he brings an average of 307 to the plate. Can hit for power. 9 total extra base hits, 7 doubles, no homers, but solid RBI numbers. 19 leads the team in that category. No balls and 1 strike. Check swing that gets away, and Diaz will be able to take second base. It's an early passed ball. Mark Armstrong doing the catching today for San Luis Obispo. Top of the first, and the Riptide already have a runner in scoring position. It's Diaz who took a walk and advances on a passed ball. No outs and no score. Krissick in a 1-1 count. So far this season, we've seen Krissick in just a limited sample size. He's gotten 8 at-bats against the Blues. He has 2 base hits and a walk. Wish checks second and delivers a 1-1 that is swung on and fouled to the left side. It's 1-2. Crowd filing in on this Tuesday evening in San Luis Obispo. Temperatures in the low 70s, and as it always is, a perfect night for baseball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wish and the Blues still hunting for that first out. Riptide looking to strike first with a runner in scoring position. Here's that 1-2. Breaking ball. Dips a bit high, and it's even now at 2-2. We mentioned we've seen Wish out of the pen and start. In both his starts, well, the shortest he's gone is 5 innings. Blues will be looking for a similar output from him today if he is efficient, and if the pitch count dictates it. Grounded to the left side. Count and situation remain the same. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Austin Krissick. He bats with Davis Diaz on second, who walked to start the ball game and advanced to second on a pass ball. No score still in Sinsheimer Park. Riptide at the plate. Wish delivers a 2-2. Dips outside, and that's a wild pitch, allowing Diaz to take third. The count is full at 3-2. Wish struggling with command here a bit early, and have not seen that much from Kyle. Just issued his 6th walk. But this is a man who, in his time on the mound with the Blues, extremely efficient. ERA low. It's a sub-2, 1.56. On the season, he's only allowed 4 earned runs. And with no outs in the top of the first, here's a payoff pitch with a man at third. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks have men on first and third with nobody out. It's Krissick now at first, and Diaz remaining at third. Reed Spenrath to the plate. Riptide certainly threatening here as Wish is still looking for that first out in the top of the first. No score yet, but the Riptide have men on first and third. First pitch to Spenrath is fouled back against the netting, and it's 0-1. Spenrath, the average is just 222. RBI total at 11. He'll be looking to add to that by putting a ball in play. could score a run from third. It's Davis Diaz there. He led things off with a walk, and Krissick is safe at first after the second consecutive walk. Here's no one from Wish. That dips low, and it's stopped by Armstrong. Count is 1-1. One ball and one strike, still no outs, top of the first, and still no score. But the Riptide can change all that. Spenrath at the plate looking to add to his RBI total, and Diaz looking to come in to score from third. Big game for both teams as we're just underway. 1-1 is grounded to Clarkson at first. Double play ball to second. Mercado gunning back to Clarkson, not in time. So they'll get an out and a run scores. It's 1-0 Riptide as Diaz comes in to score on contact. Spenrath reaching on a fielder's choice, and Krissick is out at second base. Blues get that first elusive out, and now there's a man at first with one gone. It's 1-0 Riptide as Davis Diaz comes in on the RBI fielder's choice. Spenrath does indeed add to that total. He's got 12 now, and his team leads 1-0 here early. One gone in the top of the first. It's swung on and missed by Charlie Taylor. Count is 0-1. Riptide strike first. On the count. Dipping outside, and it's 1-1 now. 1-0 Riptide, our score. Blues are 4-6 in their last 10. Same exact record as the Riptide. Part of the reason they're sandwiched in the standings right now. That's strike two. One gone in the top of the first. It's 1-0 Riptide as Spenrath drove in Diaz from third. Reed Spenrath is safe at first, reaching on a fielder's choice, and the count is 1-2 to the cleanup hitting catcher, Charlie Taylor, who fouls one off against the netting and stays alive to see another pitch. Taylor, this is just his 8th game with Orange County, but his average more than solid, 346 in his limited time. He's got as many RBIs as games he's played. 7 RBIs in 7 games. 1-2. Making contact and fouling it off, so he'll stay alive. Doing the catching today. Riptide have seen 3 catchers, leave their roster, one of which was an all-star, and Eric Bajani. No longer with the Riptide, and so Taylor coming in to fill that void and has done so effectively. 1-2 the count with one gone in the top of the first. It's 1-0 Riptide. Swung on and missed strike 3, and Wish gets that second out and will now face Emilio Rosas. First strikeout for Kyle Wish. It's of the swinging variety against Charlie Taylor, and Wish now has 22 strikeouts on this season. Here's Emilio Rosas. First at bat for him. 2 gone in the top of the first. Reed Spenrath still safe at first. First pitch from Wish is grounded to Kretschmar at second. Routine play to first will end the inning. Kyle Wish does not allow a base hit, but the walks come back to bite him. Riptide able to plate 1 in the top of the first to lead 1-0. Blues bats will be up in the bottom of the first. Trailing here early, but Rosas grounds out to second to end the inning. And it's just 1 earned run for Kyle Wish. And an early 1-0 lead for Orange County. Both these two teams coming in with their record of 4-6. And now it'll be the Riptide's chance to try and shut down this Blues offense. On the mound for Orange County, Sherez Butcher. And it'll be his first start. It's his 5th appearance overall. His previous 4 have come out of the pen. And in limited work this season, we will see Sherez Butcher for the first time, not only against the Blues, but the first time on the mound starting a ball game. He'll face a Blues lineup that goes like this. The man who made the out to end the top of the first is Austin Kretschmar. Infielder out of Stanford that plays second base and leads things off. Followed by Ruben Mercado, shortstop in the 2-hole. Then there's Tate Samuelson, local kid out of Cal Poly SLO. He'll bat third and play third base. Mason Grotto bats cleanup and plays left field, followed by Vince Martinez, the DH, who bats fifth. TJ Clarkson in the 6-hole, first baseman. Nick Costello's in right field today. Grant Burton in center. And Mark Armstrong rounding things out in the 9-hole and doing the catching today. Riptide have given their first-time starter, Sherez Butcher, an early cushion, and we'll see how the Blues respond. It'll be Kretschmar, Mercado, and Samuelson, the top three facing Butcher in the bottom of the first. Riptide, a team that at 3 games over 500 and limited amount of games at home especially, they're going to be faced with some pressure here. And it starts in a game like this where you take an early lead and look to maintain it here on the road. Speaking of being on the road, you have to play in front of all these fans. Another capacity crowd at Sinsheimer Park. Fans never disappoint. The output is always special, and even for those of us that have been working for the Blues this entire summer, this is now game 32, never ceases to amaze the output and the show of just love and support from this community. It is a thing of beauty. Kretschmar leading things off for the Blues. Bottom of the first, it's 1-0 Orange County. Strike one from Butcher. That gets us underway. And the Blues offense, that in the month of July, as he takes ball one, is averaging 5 runs per game on 10 hits. 1-1. Kretschmar, broken bat, is grounded to Rosas at third, and he'll throw to first. There's one gone. Butcher gets an easy first out. 6'4" right-hander. He's a sophomore at Tennessee. Hometown of Kokomo, Indiana. I've actually been in that town. I go to school in Bloomington. It's not the Kokomo that the Beach Boys sing about. I can tell you that. There's strike one as Mercado shows a bunt, pulls away, but it was on the outside part of the plate. Ruben Mercado batting second for the Blues. The shortstop, senior at San Jose State, stands in. 0-1. That's shallow and caught by Cervantes at short. Quickly, there's a 2 away as Mercado softly flares one to Cervantes. There's now 2 gone for Tate Samuelson. No one on and 2 outs for the Blues, trailing 1-0 here early. Orange County with the lead, and Sherez Butcher has kept the pitch count low, has only thrown, I believe, 4 or 5 pitches and has gotten 2 outs. Now faces the Blues third baseman Tate Samuelson. First pitch to Tate is flared out to right and drifting into the Blues bullpen and foul ground. It's 0-1. 2 outs, bottom of the first. 1-0 Riptide, our score. Oh, 1. 1-1 as that misses. Blues will be getting key pieces to this lineup back on Thursday. Blues dealing with some issues with unvaccinated players, and in order to take precautions, they're forced to quarantine. And as a result, they're missing 4 starters. Samuelson fouls one off against the netting. It's 1-2. It's part of the reason that this is also a critical stretch for the Blues. You're playing a team that's beneath you, 2 games beneath you, and you'd like to keep it that way, as the top 3 teams in the South are the ones that get to travel to Lincoln. Here's a 1-2. That's high, ball 2. And so getting those key pieces back on Thursday, just in time for the literal home stretch and a chance to make a final run at playoff positioning. 2-2 the count with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Orange County, and Tate Samuelson lines one up as Butcher ducks away from a base hit. Line drive from Samuelson into center. It's the first hit of the day and the first for the Blues. Samuelson safe at first with a single, bringing Mason Grotto to the plate with 2 outs and 1 man on in the bottom of the first. Well, Samuelson now coming into that at-bat had been 5 for 14, is now 6 for 15 in his at-bats against the Riptide this season. Gets on base again, and that'll bring Grotto to the plate. Fouling off strike one from Butcher. And as good as Samuelson has been the entire season, but specifically against the Riptide, Grotto has an argument to be made for his own play. 7 for 17, 4 RBIs for Mason, a homer, a triple, and a walk against the Riptide this season. That dips low and gets away. Samuelson will take second base. Throw in is errant. Now it's in shallow center, and Samuelson's going to take third. It's a stolen base and an error. That is a throwing error from Charlie Taylor behind the plate. And E2 allows Samuelson, who singled, to steal second. And on the errant throw, advance to third. The tying run is just 90 feet away for the Blues. Grotto stands in a 1-1 count. He'll take high ball 2. Well, that RBI is on a silver platter right now for Mason Grotto. And we've been saying that all season. Grotto comes in with his average at 386. That's top 4 in the CCL. Here's a 2-1. That's taken in the dirt for ball 3. It is 4th to be exact. His average at 386. Leads the Blues in almost everything offensive, specifically RBIs with 35. He leads the CCL in that category. 35 ribbies for Mason. 36, 90 feet away. Here's a 3-1. Grotto takes out. Ooh, strike 2. Excuse me. It is 3-2. Count full to Grotto. Thought he had a walk. He shakes his head, but gets back in and will await a payoff pitch from Sherez Butcher, who's trying to get out of this first inning scoreless. Samuelson's at third. Here's a 3-2 pitch. And Grotto flares that one into shallow left. Ranging on is Allen. He'll make the catch. And out number 3. Blues strand a runner at third. It's still 1-0 Orange County. Second inning of work for Kyle Wish upcoming. Riptide lead 1-0. Spencer Servant will lead things off in the top of the second. When we come back, I'm going to take a short break, mute the mic, be right back with you for the top of the second, and Wish facing the Riptide's lineup for the second time today. It's 1-0 Orange County, and we're happy to have you along with us here at Sinsheimer Park. I'm Zach Ebrahim, and I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back. It's Spencer Servant, as promised, leading off the top of the second for Orange County. They lead 1-0 here early. It's a Tuesday evening at Sinsheimer Park. It's another capacity crowd, and it's an early lead for the Riptide against Kyle Wish. Still has not given up a hit, but 2 walks come back to bite him and a run scored on a fielder's choice. That one is sent out to shallow center, and that'll drop in front of Graham Burton. It's a base hit for Servant, and it's the first of the day for the Riptide. Leadoff man on for Orange County, bringing Kyle Booker to the plate. And I kind of hinted at earlier, this is a guy who, I don't think there's any other way to put it, he has killed the Blues this season. In his 13 at-bats, Booker has 7 hits. He's driven in a run and a walk. He's doubled twice. This kid's a hit machine. And Kyle Booker, with a runner on first and no one out, will take ball 1 from Kyle Wish. Riptide lead 1-0. And when we talk about Kyle Booker, we talk about a guy that led off. He was in the leadoff spot in both the Blues games. Ian Irvine at Great Park in Orange County, but Booker, who leads the team in average at 386, he has the same average as Mason Grotto, but just been a hit machine. 1-0 the count. Runner on first. Wish will step off and cycle through the signs again with Mark Armstrong. So for Booker, 7 for 13 against the Blues this season. Booker this will be his 11th start, his 11th game as a member of the Riptide. Here's a 1-0 from Wish, and it's a check swing from Booker as that dipped low for ball 2. So in Booker's 10 starts coming into tonight, he's got 7 multi-hit games. 7. Just a hit machine. Doesn't have to worry about the defense tonight. He's just going to be DHing and just has to worry about handling the stick. And it's 2-0 to Booker. This pitch is flared out. That's in shallow center, but time for Burton to range on and make the catch. He loses his hat in the process as he turned on the Jets. 1 away. Booker 0 for 1. Spencer Servant safe at first after leading off the top of the second with a single, bringing Efren Cervantes to the plate. Shortstop for the Riptide, leading 1-0 over the Blues. Cervantes stands in, facing Wish for the first time this season. Wish checks first out of the corner of his eye, delivers a ball low. We've seen Cervantes at shortstop in all 3 of the Riptide's games here at Sinsheimer Park so far. Blues are 2-0 at home against the Riptide this season. They're 0-2 in Irvine and will not have to go back there another time this season. 1-0 the count. Cervantes stands in and takes ball 2. Spencer Servant got the first hit of the day for the Riptide, safe at first. And just 1 gone in the top of the second in this 1-0 ball game here at Sinsheimer Park. Orange County with the lead early. And Wish set to deliver a 2-0 pitch to Cervantes. That one is flared out to left, and that'll be in the gap. It gets out of the reach of Grotto. That one's to the wall. Run's going to score, and it'll be a double for Cervantes, making it 2-0 Riptide, adding to his RBI total. It is an RBI double for Efren Cervantes, and he is safe at second as he doubles the lead. It's 2-0 Riptide. Two runs have scored for Orange County. The first in the top of the first came in a fielder's choice, a ground out from Spenrath. So that made it 1-0, and now Cervantes doubles to left center and makes this a 2-0 ball game for Cervantes. It is RBI number 6 and double number 2 as he stands in at second base. So he's in scoring position for Dwight Allen, a CCL All-Star in the 9-hole today, playing left field. Wish deals. Allen bunts one, and that's an out as it's caught by Armstrong. It was popped up momentarily. Armstrong popped out of his stance and sucked it into his glove for out number 2. Maybe they're going to say that this was not out number 2. They're going to convene now. Dwight Allen is still standing at the plate as if he expects to see another pitch. We'll see how they rule this one. There is 1 gone in the top of the second. It's 2-0 Riptide. It was made that off of a Cervantes double. It is indeed out number 2. Dwight Allen pops out to Mark Armstrong, trying to lay down a bunt and advance that runner to third. Instead, he's the second out, and a key one at that, bringing Davis Diaz to the plate. All-star to all-star. Diaz, who walked in the top of the first and came in to score the first run of the Riptide's day. It's 2-0 Orange County now, and Wish trying to limit the damage to just that. Ball 1. We have seen Wish go to the off-speed pitch as his first pitch to batters, trying to perhaps induce a swing and change velocities. pitch backwards, as some would say. It's taken for ball 1 by Diaz, who has seen 6 pitches, 5 of which were not strikes. 1-0. That's ball 2. Wish imploring for a strike call. He has allowed Cervantes to double. That's why he stands at second. That made it a 2-0 ball game, and he's an out away from limiting the damage to just a run in each inning. He'll need this offense to back him up early. 2-0 pitch to Diaz. Outside ball 3. And again, uncharacteristic of Kyle Wish, the command issues. Has already walked 2. He is in a 3-0 count to Diaz and is on the doorstep of walking him for the second straight at-bat. Servant came in to score on the Cervantes double. The shortstop is at second now. He's given his team a 2-0 lead, and that's ball 4. It's the second walk of the day for Diaz, the third issued by Wish. And it'll bring Krissick to the plate, who was also walked in his only plate appearance. Already 2-0 Riptide, and they threaten to score again with Cervantes at second and now Diaz at first. 2 gone in the top of the second, but now Wish will have to deal with Krissick. Men on first and second for Orange County with 2 gone in the top of the second. First pitch from Wish misses for ball 1. Wish has already walked more men in this game than he has in any game this entire season, including his 5 and 6 inning starts back on July 2nd and 9th. It's July 20th, and he has set that new season high for walks already with 3, and he delivers ball 2 to Austin Krissick. Wish, who is usually a strike machine, has only struck out 1 man. That was Charlie Taylor. And now there's going to be a meeting of the minds on the mound. Mark Armstrong will meet with Wish, and here comes pitching coach for the Blues, Dean Traynor, to converse with his starter. We've had Kyle Wish on our post-game show, Blues Live, quality program that we do after victories, of course, where we get the chance to interview a player and get their thoughts on their performance. Kyle Wish has been on the post-game show, and it was after his 5-inning start in which he only gave up 1 hit. That was a victory over the Conejo Oaks. And it was his first start of this season. And in talking to Kyle, you ask him, well, how'd you feel out there? And since he had come out of the pen for the Blues and had come out of the pen for Nebraska and USC in college, how'd you feel during the start? And when was the last time you had started prior to tonight? He said it had been 2.5 years since his last start. That's ball 3 to Krissick. And Wish has not framed a strike yet, at least to the liking of the home plate umpire. 3-0 is the count to Krissick. There's men on first and second for the Riptide. They lead 2-0 as there are 2 outs in the top of the second. Three balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, ball 4, and Wish has walked the bases loaded. 4th walk of this game, 2nd of the inning. Has now walked Davis, Diaz, and Austin Krissick both times. Bases loaded now for Reed Spenrath, the man who drove in the first run of the day for the Riptide on an RBI ground out. Riptide certainly threatening again for the 2nd straight inning. Anxiety up a bit. Maybe not for this crowd, but for the Blues, certainly. Bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 2nd for Reed Spenrath. Swung on and missed strike 1, and Wish breathes a deep sigh of relief. 0-1 the count to Spenrath. Batting from the left side. Already has an RBI as he reached on a fielder's choice. 2-0 Riptide. Here's the 0-1. Foul tipped away, and it's 0-2. Crowd chants hot sauce as if a Blues pitcher strikes out an opposing batter in the inning, a lucky fan gets some free Creole hot sauce. And that stuff is good. 0-2 the count. Wish deals. Got him swinging. That's got to feel good for Kyle Wish. Has not looked too comfortable on the mound. Has not looked like himself, but that looked like Kyle Wish. Striking out Reed Spenrath with the bases loaded on 3 pitches. It's 2-0 Riptide. The damage has been limited, but it'll be up for the Blues bats to give their starters some support. And when we come back in the bottom of the second, it'll be Vince Diaz leading things off. He's the DH today for San Luis Obispo. And we'll see what he's got for Sherez Butcher, the man who allowed a hit to Samuelson. Samuelson would steal second and advance to third on a wild pitch, but he would be stranded there as he got Grotto to fly out to left to end the inning. Bottom of the second coming up. It's 2-0 Riptide. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Tuesday evening here on the Blue Streaming Network. Welcome back. Bottom of the second underway. Vince Martinez leading things off as promised against Sherez Butcher. Butcher, who worked around a Samuelson single, stranded him at third, has a 2-0 cushion and deals the first pitch to Martinez, strike one. Well, Riptide have played it too early, and it'll be up to the Blues bats to respond. 0-1. Butcher, who works rather quickly, gets Martinez to swing and miss to the off-speed pitch. It's the pitch that Vince has struggled with this season. 0-2 the count to the catcher from Stanford. He has been the team's DH ever since he arrived. That's strike 3 called, and Butcher got him looking. Quickly one gone, and that's the first strikeout for Sherez Butcher. That's only his 4th strikeout this season. You look at his numbers, the ERA, okay, a bit high at 5.4. Longest he's gone in a ball game was 2 full innings out of the pen. Gave up 2 earned runs to the Foresters as he deals strike 1 to now TJ Clarkson, first baseman out of the University of Utah. So this is a first-time starter, has come out of the pen, has 6 innings of work under his belt, and has looked rock solid. We'll see how far he goes into this one. Clarkson swings and misses. It's 0-2. We're in the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 Orange County, and there's no one on with 1 gone for Clarkson, who's in an 0-2 count. Butcher gets ready to deal an 0-2. It's swung on and missed by Clarkson. He has 2 quick strikeouts and 2 quick outs for Nick Costello. It's the first 2 Ks, 1 looking and 1 swinging for Sherez Butcher, who looks sharp here to start. Nick Costello stands in to face him for the first time today. 2 outs and no one on for the Blues right fielder. That's strike 1. And Costello stands in. University of San Diego. 0-1. That dips low. Ball 1. Butcher, who in his limited time on the mound. That hit to Samuelson was only the third he's given up all season. That's strike two. That off-speed stuff looks sharp, and it's taken for strike two. Count is now 1-2 to Costello. There's no one on with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Riptide lead 2-0, and Butcher, looking to keep it that way, has already struck out Martinez and Clarkson. Now will quickly deal a 1-2 to Costello. It hit him. That one was a bit inside, and Nick Costello gets plunked and will take first base. Second base runner of the day for the Blues is Costello, bringing Grant Burton to the plate. Burton, an outfielder from Stanford. When we're looking at Grant Burton's numbers, if you're new to Blues baseball and are not familiar with him, you'll say 167 the average. Okay, nothing special. That's fouled off strike one, but Burton has absolutely come alive. This is a guy who actually his first hit of the season, his first hit as a Blue, was a 2-run homer in the second game this season between the Blues and Riptide. That would give the Blues a 2-0 lead in Irvine. That would last an inning, and they would fall 5-2. Here's an 0-1 from Butcher to Burton. Breaking ball taken for strike two. But in his past 2 ball games, one of which was against the Riptide back on the 17th, and that one he went 2 for 4 with 2 singles, scored 2 runs, and in Sunday's contest against the Saints went 2 for 3 with a walk. That's ball one. Count is 1-2 to Grant Burton. Guy who his average at one point, the lowest it was 0.069. It was under 100. He has added 100 points to his average and is setting the table for the top of this lineup. That swung on and missed strike 3 with the announcer's jinx firmly in place. And Sherez Butcher works around a hit batter and strikes out Martinez, Clarkson, and Burton in the bottom of the second, maintaining Orange County's 2-0 lead as we will head to the top of the third in the third inning of work for Kyle Wish. Well, in between innings, we always love to give some shout-outs, and of course, a lot of wonderful people that make Blues baseball possible and make it as enjoyable and entertaining as it is. Of course, I'm referring to some of our loyal sponsors, one of which couldn't be happier to have ACI Jet along with us, our foul ball sponsor today. ACI Jet is a private aviation service provider that has called San Luis Obispo home since its founding more than 20 years ago. ACI Jet employs nearly 200 residents of San Luis Obispo County, with another 125 employees based in Orange County, where the Riptide come from. And about the company and their more than 20 career opportunities currently available at acijet.com or on social media at FlyACIJet. Thank you to them. Very short break, and I'll be right back. That's popped up. Infield will have a look, and it's Samuelson making the catch on the mound for out number 1. That was out number 1. Excuse the break. That was longer than intended. Charlie Taylor was at the plate there. He's the first out of the Riptide in the top of the third. He pops out to third base. Here's the first pitch, as that's taken for strike 1. Emilio Rosas at the plate now. 0-1 the count, 1 out, top of the third, 2-0 Riptide. Our score, Wish deals. This one's grounded to Kretschmar at second. Makes a nice read on it and throws to first. There's quickly 2 gone. Rosas has grounded out to second now twice. This one is popped up by Spencer Servin for strike 1. Servin already 1 for 1 with the single. One of 2 hits for the Riptide on the evening so far. He came in to score on a Cervantes double. They're going to say that hit Spencer Servin, and he's going to take first base after being hit by a pitch. He has now reached in both his plate appearances and will add a bruise to his stat line as well. That'll bring the ever-dangerous Kyle Booker, who flew out to center in his last at-bat. So he's 0 for 1, but he'll bat now with a man on first and 2 gone here in the top of the third at Sinsheimer Park, where it is 2-0 Riptide. Wish. Ball 1. If the previous 4 games have been any indication, Orange County is going to get their hits. It's just a matter of limiting them to just, that's fouled back against the netting. It's 1-1. You have to limit them to not allow them to be strung together. That's what I was trying to say. Count is 1-1 to Kyle Booker as he fouled one off. Because when Orange County has been able to string hits, they've been able to plate runs against Blues pitching that, other than their games against the Riptide, have been extremely effective. 1-1 to Booker is sent out to center on a line. Burton ranges back, makes the catch. That retires the side. They have held Booker to be 0 for 2, and that is saying a lot given what he's done to the Blues this season. We'll head to the bottom of the third with our score still 2-0 Riptide. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you for the home half of the third, and the Blues bats stepping up, down 2-0 here at home in Sinsheimer Park. Couldn't be happier to have you along with us on the Blues Streaming Network. Thanks for making us a part of your Tuesday evening. We do appreciate it. Bottom of the third underway. Mark Armstrong, his first at-bat against Jerez Butcher, who, well, he's been sharp, and that's saying the least. Has allowed Samuelson to reach on a single. It's the only hit he's allowed. He'd eventually strand him at third and also hit Nick Costello, but worked around that. Struck out all 3 outs in the bottom of the second. Ball 1 to Armstrong, his first at-bat against Butcher. 1-0 the count. Now 1-1 as the count gets back to even. Butcher has been effective and efficient and has been hitting his spots, specifically with off-speed pitches that have been feathered in for strikes. That one is grounded to Diaz at second. Toss to first is in time to get Armstrong. There's 1 away as we will head back to the top of the Blues lineup. And Austin Kretschmar, who will bat with 1 out and no one on. Chance to get Diaz ground out there and a chance to see his fielding ability. The talented freshman on his way to Vanderbilt. First pitch to Kretschmar. High ball 1. Austin grounded out to third to start the ball game. He was a quick first out in what was a quick first inning. For Butcher, that one is sent high out to center. It is not threatening to leave as Servin is under it for the second out. Kretschmar now 0 for 2 as he flies out to center field. It's 2-0 Riptide still, bringing Mercado to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He'll bat with 2 out and no one on in the bottom of the third. Blues have won 2 in a row against the Riptide. Blues are coming off of a loss, but their last win was against the Riptide. That one coming by the final of 8-4. Trailed 3-0 at one point in that ball game. Would go on to plate runs consecutively in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th to win 8-4. Mercado takes a curveball for ball one. Strike one. It's 1-1 the count. 2-0 is the score with the Riptide leading. Here's a 1-1. Mercado swings and fouls one away. It's 1-2 now. So the Riptide, who are the only team to shut out the Blues this entire season, and are the only team to also blow a lead against the Blues. 1-2. Looked like a good pitch. Butcher was ready to hop off the mound. And it's 2-2. That misses ball 2. Blues back on July 8th. You're going to say, okay, final was 7-6. Well, the Blues led 5-0 in that game after the 3rd inning. And the Riptide would storm all the way back. Lined to Diaz at second. Mercado, that one was caught. And Diaz knew it. Pump fake the throw to first. But that is the 3rd out. Mercado lines out Diaz at second for a 1-2-3 inning, the first for Sherez Butcher. Protecting his team's 2-0 lead. Going back to what I was saying, the Blues in the 3rd game against the Riptide led 5-0. Riptide would come all the way back to take the lead 6-5, and then Justin Trimble, playing the role of hero, would double in the winning runs for the Blues to get them that walk-off victory. Their 2nd walk-off victory this season. 4 times this year at Sinsheimer Park, they've won a game by 1 run, having scored the run, the go-ahead run that is, in the 8th or 9th inning. Kyle Wish is set to start his 4th inning of work. He has surrendered 2 runs, but been effective other than that. And is coming off of his best inning, which took place in the 3rd. Top of the 4th upcoming. 2-0 Riptide our score. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out. Ball 1 has been delivered to Efren Cervantes, leading off the top of the 4th for the Riptide, who lead 2-0. We're here at Sinsheimer Park. It is another perfect night for baseball, isn't it? Temperatures in the low 70s, sun slowly setting, capacity crowd. 1 ball and no strikes. Lined into center, and it's the 2nd hit for Cervantes as he is 2 for 2 with a single and an RBI double. And he is aboard, leading things off in the top of the 4th for Orange County, bringing Dwight Allen to the plate, the man who showed bunt and ended up popping up and out to Mark Armstrong. We'll see if he shows bunt again, but the man hitting in front of him, the shortstop, Cervantes, is 2 for 2 and has 2 of the 3 base hits for the Riptide this evening. They lead 2-0, and Allen's at the plate for the 2nd time tonight. No outs in the top of the 4th. That's sent out to left center. Ranging back is Grant Burton. He's at the warning track, and he's making a catch as he heads into the wall. What a catch it was by Burton. And that'll force Cervantes to head back into first as he tried to tag, but it is allowed first out as Dwight Allen threatened to leave the ballpark. But Grant Burton able to range on and make the catch for out number 1. Here is Davis Diaz, who is looking for something to swing at. He has walked twice in his 2 plate appearances. The top of this lineup, namely Diaz and Krissick, have walked 4 times combined. There's a strike, and it's 0-1 to Diaz from Wish. Kyle Wish, who threw a no-hitter as a freshman in high school and definitely since then has been a prospect and was in a lot of scouts' notes in the state of Illinois as he delivers strike 2 to Diaz. A man with a lot of talent to the point where an injury kept him out of his senior year pitching in Illinois in high school. Clarendon Hills High School, that is. Sorry, Hinsdale Central High School. He went to high school in Nebraska. 0-2, taken for ball 1. Needless to say, Wish, having to sit out his senior year with injury, was still a top prospect, number 13th ranked pitcher in Illinois, despite missing his senior season due to injury. And has continued to have an impressive collegiate career and looks to continue that at USC in the fall. 1-2, breaking ball, just misses, and the count is even at 2-2. There's 1 out in the top of the 4th. 2-0 Orange County still our score. And Cervantes is safe at first after singling to lead off the inning. Two balls and 2 strikes to Davis Diaz. Wish checks first momentarily. Now deals a 2-2. Grounded through the right side and beyond the reach of Kretschmar. It's the first hit of the day for Davis Diaz. He has reached first base in all 3 of his plate appearances. First hit for him. Then on first and second now for Austin Krissick. Krissick, who's walked twice, stands in with men on first and second. And 1 out in the top of the 4th. His team already leading 2-0 and threatening to lead by more. First pitch from Wish is killed to left, but foul. 0-1. Krissick, who has more walks against the Blues than hits this season, stands in. 0-1 the count. It is Cervantes at second and Diaz at first. 1 out, top 4. Wish delivers an 0-1 behind Krissick, and it's 1-1, count even. One ball and 1 strike to Austin Krissick. Riptide looking to tack on here for Krissick. Sophomore at UNLV. Swung on and missed strike 2. Hometown of Las Vegas. 1-2 the count. Krissick has also pitched for the Riptide only once. Went 2 full innings. Gave up a hit. Struck out a couple. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the sophomore at UNLV. Batting with men on first and second and 1 gone. Swung on and missed strike 3. And a key second out. Third strikeout for Wish. All have been swinging, bringing Reed Spenrath to the plate. One of his 3 strikeout victims already. However, Spenrath did draw first blood as he plated the first run for the Riptide in this ballgame on a fielder's choice. Scored Davis Diaz, who was at first after singling, and Cervantes at second after doing the same. Ball 1 from Wish to Spenrath. One ball and no strikes. 2 gone, top 4. Fouled right back against the netting, and it's 1-1. Spenrath bats left-handed, throws right-handed. 6'5", 240. Sophomore out of TCU. This is a kid from El Campo, Texas that can do a lot with the bat in terms of power numbers. 1-1 the count, looking to drive in another run. Flared out to left, and Grotto will range on. It's in front of him. He'll take a few steps to his left and make the catch to retire the side. Riptide strand 2 men on, and it's still 2-0. after plating runs in the first and second, which holds him scoreless in the third and fourth. Will that be it for him? Well, we'll have to wait till the top of the fifth. Until then, the bottom of the fourth upcoming. Blues bats still trying to strike. Trail 2-0 against the Riptide. It's been a good one so far, and it always is between these two teams. It always is in general here on the Blue Streaming Network. And while we have a moment and we head to the bottom of the fourth, we want to thank another one of our generous sponsors of the San Luis Obispo Blues. We want to thank Via Automotive. And Via Automotive has been with us since 1946. That's all 75 years of the Blues' existence. Loyal to say the least. And thank you, Via Automotive, for your continued support. If you're in need of any automotive repairs in the San Luis Obispo area, check out our friends at Via Automotive, where their slogan is, our family, taking care of your family. And that rings true. Thank you, Via Automotive. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Samuelson leads things off in the bottom of the fourth for the Blues. He's 1 for 1 with a single, was able to get all the way to third after stealing second base and advancing to third on a wild pitch. Did not come in to score, as it's still 2-0 Riptide, and he'll take ball one from Sherez Butcher, who is trying to go through 4 full himself, holding a Blues lineup scoreless. 1 ball and no strikes, and now it's 2 balls and no strikes to Samuelson. Tate, local kid out of Cal Poly SLO. This is his second year with the Blues. His first season, that is, was 4 years ago, and loved it so much that he decided to come back. Obviously plays his spring ball at school, minutes away. Of course, the campus of Cal Poly, not far from Sinsheimer Park. 3 balls and no strikes to the Blues' third baseman. Inside ball 4. It's the first walk of the day for San Luis Obispo, and it's courtesy of Tate Samuelson, who takes first base and has reached for his second time tonight. Bringing Mason Grotto to the plate, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left, was unable to score Samuelson from third his last time up. We'll see what he does now with Samuelson at first, and no one out in the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 Riptide still our score. Blues trying to change that here, getting the leadoff man on. That's meant good things all season in terms of what they've been able to produce in terms of RBIs. None better than this man in the CCL at doing that. Butcher deals. Ball 1. Has thrown 5 pitches in the inning, none of which have been strikes. And the count is 1-0 to Grotto. 2-0's our score. Riptide lead. Grotto grounds this one. Double play ball to short. Cervantes to Diaz to Spenrath. It's a 6-4-3. Leadoff man erased. 2 gone. No one on for Vince Martinez. Leadoff walk erased on the double play, and Butcher now has to face Martinez, who he struck out looking to lead off the bottom of the second. We're in the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-0 Riptide, and here's the first pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. If you're Martinez, you feel like you can't catch a break. No pun intended. You have struggled to hit the breaking ball, and now that one is feathered in there for strike 1. Here's an 0-1, and he'll swing and miss through that one for strike 2. Nothing in 2 the count. Martinez, who's been an RBI machine himself in his limited time against the Blues. He's been glued into that DH spot as well. Man who can hit for power. No balls and 2 strikes. Butcher and this entire infield took a couple steps towards their dugout as they thought that was strike 3. Count is 1-2 to Martinez as he stays alive to see a 4th pitch in this at-bat. 2 gone, bottom 4. It's 2-0 Riptide. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. That ends the inning. Leadoff walk is erased on a 6-4-3 double play. Martinez strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. And it is 2-0 as we get through 4 here at Sinsheimer Park. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. I'm Zach Ebrahim, and I hope you've enjoyed this one as much as I have. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out, making us a part of your Tuesday evening. Be right back. Top of the 5th underway now, still 2-0 Riptide. Charlie Taylor stands in 0 for 2 today. Newly inserted right-hander for the Blues taking over for Kyle Wish is indeed Kevin Lyons, who deals ball 1. Lyons has been a staple, in relief that is, for the Blues this entire season. 1-0, the count, now it's 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Taylor, the man doing the catching today and batting cleanup for Orange County. Swings and misses through strike 1. Taylor, again, just his 8th start, a sophomore at Tennessee as well. We've seen 3 volunteers, as that's grounded foul to the left side, 2-2. So we've seen 3 players from the University of Tennessee just in this ballgame. Taylor is a sophomore there, hometown of Sandy Springs, Georgia. Sounds very nice. No one on and no outs, top 5. Lions pitching in relief, set to deliver a 2-2. Breaking ball, inside ball 3, count has been worked full. Here's a payoff pitch. Grounded, foul down the left side, and that would have threatened to be extra bases and some trouble down the left field line if it was fair. However, it was foul, and we'll do it all over again. Count's still full, still no one on and no outs. Kevin Lyons, a senior at Santa Barbara, hometown of San Diego, same as Tate Samuelson. Wonderful town. 1-0 record, picked up a win back on July 11th in a gutsy, easily his best performance of the season. I'll give you the line in a moment. High fly ball to left center. Burton and Grotto range on. Burton calls it off and makes the catch. One gone for Emilio Rosas. Burton's been busy out in center. That win that Kevin Lyons picked up was against the Santa Barbara Foresters, a team that's second in the CCL South right now. Only gave up 1 earned run in 5 full innings pitched on 5 hits. He only struck out 3, but limited any damage, and he didn't walk anyone, which was also impressive. Strike 1. So he's picked up that victory. He's only had 1 bad outing, and I was mentioning this the last time he came into pitch was on July 17th against the Riptide. So this is his second time pitching against him in 3 days, as that's ball 1. In his last outing, he went 2 full innings, no hits allowed, walked 1 man, struck out 2, got 6 clean outs. This is an unsung hero for the Blues this entire season. I got out of the pen as he gets him to foul tip one into the glove of Armstrong, and it's 1-2. That Bob Miller and Dean Traynor count on, and can count on for length. This is a guy that is not going to go out there to just get you 3 outs. He's not only willing to get more, he's proven that he can consistently go more than an inning, go more than 2, go more than 3. That's taken for ball 2. 2-0 Riptide. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rosas. No one on and 1 out in the top of the 5th. Lions first inning of relief. Pitching for Kyle Wish. Smoked out to left, but foul. Rosas, this is a guy who's hurt the Blues too. He is 6 for 16 coming into tonight with 3 RBIs. He's walked and he's also tripled in the 4 games previous. Has started every game at third base for the Riptide against San Luis Obispo. Grounding 1 to Mercado deep in the hole at short. Throwing in first. Oh, it gets away from Clarkson. And now Rosas has a chance to head into second. What looked like it may turn into a signature Mercado web gem. It takes a bounce to first. And they're going to say that Rosas is safe at second. Now a man in scoring position with just 1 out for Spencer Servant, who has already singled and been hit by a pitch. We're going to rule that an E3 on TJ Clarkson. That allows Rosas to reach second base. Standing in is Servant. Bats with a man in scoring position and his team leading 2-0. Lyons quickly steps off, forcing Rosas to head back into second. Servant got the first hit of the night for the Riptide. Takes ball 1. Rosas just reached, E6, not E3. We're going to rule that an error on Mercado, allowing a man to reach second. 1 ball and no strikes. Lions deals. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Bottom of this lineup so far is not only capable of doing damage, they've already done it. As Cervantes drove in the second run of the day for the Riptide, he's got their only extra base hit. Rosas just advanced to second on a throwing error from short, and that is taken low, ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike. Servant was hit by a pitch his last time up. Two-one pitch from Lyons. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Only one gone in the top of the fifth, and that was Charlie Taylor's fly out to center. Rosas reached second on an E6 from Mercado, and now bats in a 2-2 count with a man on second. Breaking ball in there. Strike three called, and he got him looking. Beautiful breaking ball from Lyons. It's his first K, and it's a key second out, as he'll now have to face Kyle Booker, who has flown out to center in both his at-bats. 0 for 2, but has been a Blues killer. After the 2 flyouts, he's just 7 for 15. Looking to set him down for a third time today. Lyons tasked with doing so. And the man on second base, that's strike one. Change up from Lyons gets him ahead in the count. 0-1 on Kyle Booker. Riptide threatening to tack onto their 2-0 lead. Lyons' first inning of relief. He's trying to have it be scoreless. 0-1. Grounded softly to second, but they'll say it's a foul ball. If it was fair, it's out number 3. Instead, 0-2 is the count to Kyle Booker. Nothing into the count. Booker DHing today. All he's got to worry about is hitting, and that has spelled trouble for the Blues. Granted, the CCL All-Star has done the majority of his damage to the Blues at home in Great Park in Irvine, and batting out of the leadoff spot. We've seen Davis Diaz bat leadoff in this one so far and been more than effective, having reached in all 3 of his plate appearances. But 0-2 is the count to Kyle Booker with 2 gone in the top of the 5th. Inside, ball 1. Lyons going with the changeup again, and it was taken. Two gone in the top of the 5th. 2-0 Riptide, our score. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Booker. In there! Strike 3 called, and he got him looking. Lyons gets back-to-back looking Ks, stranding a runner in scoring position. They're able to work around the air. It doesn't come back to bite them, but they still trailed 2-0. Bottom of the 5th will be underway when we come back. TJ Clarkson will lead things off for the Blues, trailing 2-0. It is Chapter 5 of the Riptide and Blues this season. They have split the first 4. Who will take the 5th? We're at Sinsheimer Park, and 2-0 is the deficit. Sherez Butcher, in his first start, is going to try and get through 5 full innings, holding a Blues lineup scoreless. We'll see if he's able to do so when the bottom of the 5th comes back. And I'll be right back. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you on the Blue Streaming Network. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Tuesday evening. Here's TJ. Blues bats up. Bottom of the 5th underway. Sherez Butcher still out there. And this is his first start. We can't fail to mention that, as that's lined up to Diaz at second. Gloves it. Throws it. 1 gone. Quick first out. Clarkson swinging away at the first pitch. 4-3 on the ground out. Diaz has been busy, and he's been fun to watch. 1 out for the Blues in the bottom of the 5th as Costello comes to the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Riptide lead 2-0. Ball 1 to Costello. Now, the Blues and Riptide, of course, have played 4 games coming into tonight, as here's a 1-0. Flared out to left, drifting, and foul. It's 1-1. So they've split the first 4. Riptide won the first 2 at home. Blues have won the last 2 at home. Only one lead has been held by one team in the series all year, and that was the first game they played. 4-0, the shutout victory for the Riptide. They led the entire game. Other than that, the team that scores first has not held the lead, at least for a victory, in any of the 3 last games. That bodes well for the Blues, but we'll see what they're able to do here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 the count as Costello takes outside. That's ball 3, and Costello threatens to get on for the second time today. Butcher has only walked 1 man, and that was Samuelson leading off the bottom of the 4th, but the double play ground out from Grotto erased that, and Martinez struck out to end the inning, so Butcher still faced the minimum in the home half of the 4th. Here's a 3-1. It is indeed ball 4 as Costello takes a walk. Bringing Burton to the plate. 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th. Now a runner on. It's the second walk issued by Butcher, and he'll have to face Burton for the second time tonight. Struck him out swinging the first time. Going back to the Mercado error that did not come back to bite them, the Blues, in the month of July now, have committed 20 errors in 13 games. They have a 6-7 record in the month. And 3 of those victories have been by 1 run. So you just think if the errors are taken out of play, they may win more comfortably. They may have more wins than losses. As with a win here tonight, they'd be just 7-7 in the month of July. Obviously, with some starters quarantined, that comes into play. But the error numbers for this infield have just unfortunately increased in the month. 4-6 in their last 10. But Burton stands in with Costello on first and 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th. Butcher steps off, throws to first, checking on Costello, who's safe. First pitch to Burton. Swung on and grounded to Rosas at third. He'll gun to second, out of first. Not in time as Burton is safe. Beats out a ground ball and is safe on a fielder's choice. Here's Mark Armstrong. Armstrong stands in with the runner at first. It's Grant Burton now as he trades places with Costello. Ball 1 to Mark Armstrong, who grounded out to second in his first AB. He is 0 for 1. He is the tying run at the plate as the Blues trail 2-0 to Orange County. 1-1. Now the count. 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. As some shade dawns over this infield and part of right field. It is that golden hour, as they say here in SLO. 1 ball and 1 strike. That means temperatures are going to dip. Costello takes off for second, pitches outside. Throw is not in time, and Diaz brilliantly saves it from going into the outfield. That could have meant Costello would be at third right now, but he's at second with a stolen base, and the count is 2-1 on Graham Burton. For Costello, his walk was walk number 9, and that stolen base is number 2 for him on the season, as that's fouled back by Armstrong, and the count is 2-2. Butcher is an out away from getting through 5 scoreless brilliantly, I should say, and also an out away from stranding a runner on second. Armstrong a base hit away from plating the first Blues run possibly. Here's a 2-2. Armstrong fouls one off to the left side. Had to reach at that elevated fastball, and the count and situation remain the same. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Armstrong. The man at second is Grant Burton. Excuse me. Nick Costello did not steal second base. It's Grant Burton on second base. That is my mistake. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Butcher is indeed through 5 frames scoreless. He has struck out 5 batters and has held on to his, or has protected, I should say, his team's 2-0 lead. I've got a tennis ball here with me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and chuck it at that white bucket behind home plate. It's what we do in the bottom of the 5th here. Try and win myself some season tickets like I need them. But why? Nonetheless, let's have some fun. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Was that Katie? That was Katie's throw. No, I'm throwing mine. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out, making us a part of your Tuesday evening here on the Blue Streaming Network. One and one was the count to Cervantes. And he popped up to shallow right. Second to be specific. Kretschmar was under for the out, bringing Dwight Allen to the plate. First pitch to Allen from Lions, pitching his second inning of relief. Attendance. Ball one as that gets away. One out in the top of the sixth. It is still 2-0 Orange County. That's in there for a strike. The Lions has struck out 2, worked around an error. That's ball one outside. The count is now 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes now to Dwight Allen. Count even now at 2-2. One gone in the top of the sixth. 2-2 is the count to Dwight Allen. Ball 3. Count is full to Dwight Allen. 0 for 2 today. Batting with no one on and 1 out in the top of the sixth. This team still leading 2-0. And here's a payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Third strikeout for Lions. First one swinging. And some hot sauce for a fan. Creole hot sauce being given away with every strikeout for a Blues pitcher to a Blues fan in an inning. And it is so good. Here is Davis Diaz, who is so good. He has reached in all 3 of his plate appearances. He's walked twice. He's singled. There's no one on and 2 outs for him. And it's his first time facing Kevin Lyons. That's a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. Freshman on his way to Vanderbilt. Facing Lions out of Santa Barbara. 1-0. Now 1-1 as he delivers a strike looking. One ball and 1 strike. Swinging bunt that Samuelson ranges on. Bare hand throw to first. Safe. That would have been one of the best defensive plays Tate Samuelson's made all year. Instead, it goes down as an infield single for Davis Diaz. He's reached in all 4 of his plate appearances. He has walked twice and now singled twice. And he is on again for Austin Krissick, who, mirroring Davis Diaz through the first and second, had walked, struck out in his last AB. We're now on the top of the 6th with 1 man on and 2 outs. The first pitch to him is outside for ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Fouled off to the right side. It's a souvenir, and it's an even count now at 1-1. Two gone. Top 6. 2-0. The score. Lions throws to first. Got him. He picked him off. Kevin Lyons picks off Davis Diaz. Communication from Armstrong and Lyons. And he's able to still face the minimum, even after giving up the single to Diaz. Kevin Lyons picks him off and keeps us at a 2-0 ball game. Newly inserted pitcher for the Riptide. We'll introduce you to him when we come back from this break. But the day is done for Butcher, Sherez Butcher. What a day it was. We'll get you his line and the name of this new pitcher when we come back. And we hope you've enjoyed this one. I know I have. And it's a beautiful Tuesday evening here in SLO. Whether you're joining us in Sinsheimer Park or here on YouTube on the Blue Streaming Network, couldn't be happier to have you along with us. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back. Bottom of the sixth about to be underway. Bottom of the sixth. Sherez Butcher, the day done for him, and what a day it was. 5 full innings, only 1 hit allowed. He walked 2 men. He hit a batter, but he struck out 5. He was efficient. He threw 63 pitches, and his day is done after 5. It's his first start of the season. Looked very comfortable out there. Hands it off now to Mike Schreiber, newly inserted. And Kretschmar stands in to face Schreiber for the first time tonight. Mike's a freshman at Washington, 6-foot right-hander. Kretschmar stands in 0 for 2. And 2-0 is our score with the Riptide leading. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Just underway. First pitch, breaking ball, misses ball 1. We have seen a lot of off-speed stuff for first pitch, either strikes or balls. That one is taken there by Kretschmar. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. No one on and no one out. That's grounded foul to the left side. This is the first time we've seen Mike Schreiber this season. It's a slow, methodical delivery to the plate, and the count is 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Looping curveball that was high is fouled off to the right side, and it's 1-2. Top of the lineup for the Blues, Kretschmar and Mercado have been really held in check. Combined 0 for 4. So is the middle of this lineup. Only guy that's been able to reach twice, only guys I should say, are Tate Samuelson and Nick Costello. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball is looped out into right center. That'll drop for Kretschmar. And it's his first hit of the day. And it's a leadoff hit for the Blues as they single to start the bottom of the 6th. Here is Ruben Mercado, and Ruben, well, he's really looked comfortable at the plate. This is a guy now who he's gotten a hit in 4 consecutive ball games, 3 of which have been multi-hit games. He'll lay a bunt down here and take ball 1. It all started, he got a double in a 7-run loss to the Foresters. Okay, but then he looked more comfortable. He went 2 for 5 and scored a run against the Arroyo Seco Saints. Here's a 1-0 count. He'll lay a bunt down and take a strike. Then it all came together in the last game against the Riptide. 3 for 5, 2 runs scored. He doubled twice and drove in 2 runs. And then in Sunday's ball game, he went 2 for 5. This is a guy now with the average at 256. And it's the highest his average has been. As he'll lay a bunt down and take strike 2. That might rule the bunt out of question now. So the average of 256, it's the highest his average has been since June 24th. And almost a month ago. Has really looked comfortable and could come through in a big way here. 1-2 the count. Shows bunt and takes ball 2 as he pulled it back. Two balls and 2 strikes. Kretschmar's at first. It's a 2-0 ball game in favor of the Riptide still. Mercado is going to take ball 3, bounces away. Kretschmar is going to take second. He's in scoring position now, and the count has been worked full by Mercado. Does this take the bunt away? He looked down and got a sign from Bob Miller at third base. Count is full. There's no outs in the bottom of the 6th. Mercado 0 for 2 awaits a payoff pitch from Schreiber. Here it is. Looping breaking ball is fouled off and into the crowd for a souvenir. Count still full, still no outs, bottom 6. Kretschmar, after singling, advanced to second. He's in scoring position now for Mercado. Here's another 3-2. Fouled off again. For Schreiber, this is just his 3rd appearance. And the last time he pitched was on the 11th. He's actually a junior at Washington. He's not a freshman. A hometown of Del Mar, California. His last time out, he went 3 1/3. Didn't give up a run, an earned one, that is, on 3 hits. Struck out 4. Was very efficient. And is making his 3rd appearance of the season against the Blues as he walks Mercado. What an at-bat from Ruben. And he'll take first base after taking ball 4. Then on first and second now for Tate Samuelson, the only man that's reached twice and has a hit to his credit as well. Bottom 6 and still no outs. This is the most the Blues have threatened in the ball game, really. 2 on and no one out. Schreiber facing Samuelson for the first time. Tate has singled and walked. First pitch to him is taken for ball 1. It gets away, and Kretschmar trying to take third. He will. Now Mercado's going to take second as that one got away. They've moved 90 feet and are both in scoring position. Mercado's at second. Kretschmar's at third. Kretschmar singled to lead off the inning. Ruben just walked, had an incredible at-bat. Samuelson just took ball 1, and here we are. (1-0) the count. Schreiber to the plate. Samuelson sends one out to right. It's in shallow right. We'll see if Kretschmar tags. He will. He'll try to score. Throw in from right is offline. It's 2-1. Blues score, and so do you. Fans will head to the beer tents. And Mercado moves into third. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Tate Samuelson. Bringing Grotto to the plate. They're going to make a pitching change. Schreiber gets 1 out, allows 1 run to score. It's 2-1. Blues have cut the lead in half for the Riptide, and there will indeed be a pitching change with the dangerous Mason Grotto coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2, and he'll face a new pitcher. Mercado's at third, and it's 2-1. When we come back, we'll introduce you to him after this short break. Thanks for hanging out in the Blue Streaming Network. It's 2-1 Blues. There's just one gone in the bottom of the sixth. Newly inserted pitcher is number 41, Hunter Ash. He's a junior out of Cal Poly Pomona, 6'3" right-hander. He'll have to deal with Mason Grotto with Mercado at third. 2-1 the score. Blues have cut it in half on the Samuelson sac fly and RBI for Tate. It's RBI number 22, tying him for second on the team in that category with Ryan Cermak, who we hope to get back on Thursday. Grotto is 0 for 2 and has already gotten out with a man on third already today. That was when Tate Samuelson singled and had stole second and advanced to third on a passed ball. Grotto flew out to left to end the first without scoring that run. He'll face Ash for the first time. Infield is tightly packed in as Grotto could sharply send one through this infield or directly to them where on contact, if Samuelson's going, they'll throw home as there's one out in the bottom of the sixth and Grotto takes strike one. Really inserted Hunter Ash. Mike Schreiber came in and got an out after allowing Kretschmar to single, and he walked Mercado. Kretschmar would score on the Samuelson sac fly. It's 2-1. Riptide still lead. Grotto trying to change that with Mercado at third. No balls and one strike. Ball one. For Ash, this is a reliable man out of the pen for them. This is his 8th appearance. The ERA at 1.03. He's got a couple saves. Last came in on July 6th. He hasn't pitched in 2 weeks. 1-1 to Grotto, inside ball two. Hunter Ash has not pitched in a ball game since July 6th. He's being inserted now with a tying run on third. Go-ahead run at the plate for the Blues. Bottom of the sixth, 2-1 our score. And having to deal with the league's RBI leader, Mason Grotto. Here's a 2-1. Grotto takes ball three. Infield is tightly packed in. Three balls and one strike. Grotto takes strike two. Mercado is the tying run at third, 90 feet away. With one out in the bottom of the sixth, he can score on contact. Grotto trying to send one through this shallow infield. Count is full. Ash dealing to Grotto. 2-1 our score. Here's a payoff pitch. Grotto sends one out to left. This one's carrying. It's dropping against the wall. We are tied at 2, and Grotto has doubled. RBI 36 for Mason Grotto, and another double to his credit. Brand new ball game as we are tied 2-2. RBI 36 for Grotto to lead the league, double 11. And he stands in at second. He has tied this ball game. Our score is 2-2, and Vince Martinez will step up, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and now a chance to give the Blues the lead with Grotto at second. Still one gone in the bottom of the sixth, and Ash having to deal with Martinez for the first time tonight. He'll check second and deal. Martinez takes strike one. No balls, one strike. Grotto's at second. He just tied this ball game, bringing in Mercado from third. So Grotto's at second, 11th double, 36th RBI. He continues to amaze. 0-1. Martinez swings and misses through strike two. That pitch down and away. And Ash looking for a key second out. No balls and 2 strikes. One gone, bottom 6. We are tied at 2. Here's an 0-2. Martinez fouls one off to the right side. Stays alive to see another pitch. Martinez has struck out looking and swinging. Has not had a chance to bat with a runner in scoring position. Does so now with Grotto at second after tying this ball game at 2-2. Facing RBI Grotto. Oh and 2. Ball one. Grotto dancing at second. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martinez had 7 RBIs through his first 7 starts and was an absolute machine. Has not driven in a run since the 11th. It's only been over a week, but with the way he was going, you'll say he's slowed down a bit. Taking inside ball 2. On the season, he's got 8. Has homered once. That was in Santa Barbara. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grotto's at second. 1 gone, bottom 6. Hunter Ash, newly inserted. Dealing with Martinez for the first time tonight. Pitching him away, and it's fouled off. Still 2-2, and still Grotto at second. We're also tied at 2-2. Brand new ball game in the 6th. Riptide led 2-0. Blues plated their first run of the ball game on a Tate Samuelson sac fly 2 at-bats ago. Grotto would tie it. It is 2-2. Bottom 6, 1 out. Here's a 2 ball and 2 strike pitch to Vince Martinez. Swung on and missed strike 3. Vince down on strikes brings Clarkson to the plate. Also 0 for 2 today. Take a moment to talk about what TJ Clarkson's been able to do against the Riptide. He's 1 for 8, but his 1 knock was an RBI double. He's got 2 against the Riptide this season. He's walked 4 times. That double coming in the ball game against Orange County back on the 17th. Just 3 days ago. Righty on lefty. Ash looking to end the inning after the Blues have tied it at 2. Here's the first pitch to Clarkson. It's taken strike 1. Nothing and 1 the count to Clarkson. Grotto still at second. Here's the second pitch. TJ pops 1 up. Infield will have a look. It's in shallow left now. It is Allen, and he'll make the catch. But not before the Blues plate 2 to tie it. Brand new ball game as Samuelson and Grotto come through for RBIs 22 and 36 for them, respectively, on the season. And the big hitters, the heavy hitters, come through in the middle of this lineup to tie us at 2-2. Brand new ball game as we head to the top of the 7th. We'll see how the Riptide respond. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for joining us on the Blue Streaming Network and making us a part of your Tuesday evening. We appreciate it. Top of the 7th underway. Austin Krissick coming to the plate for his 4th at-bat. And as we enter this top of the 7th in a brand new ball game, 2-2, We like to bring him on when the game's just getting good, and that's what we've done so again. Colin Ryan, guest analyst, in the booth with us now. Colin, welcome back. How's the night going?
It's going fantastic. Always love coming up here with you.
Yeah, we're bringing him back. Ball one delivered to Krisick, and our owner, our GM Adam Stowe, telling me and informing me in advance. Colin's coming up here to ignite a rally, and that happened. That's ball two. It's important to note that those runs were scored with you sitting right here.
Yes.
We bring you on now, the good luck charm, Colin Ryan. 2-0 the count to Krisick. You were working programs tonight?
I was working programs tonight, so we did pretty well. We sold out on tennis balls, almost sold out on programs. It was a pretty good crowd for a Tuesday night.
Sure is. I don't remember the last time we had less than 1,000 people here. It's been insane. 3-0 is the count to Krisick, leading off the top of the seventh. Strike one. Well, the Blues have been put in a tough situation, man. Down about 3-4 starters, and it's unfortunate timing. But do you think it helps that, above all else, as that's ball four and Krisick will have a walk, they have almost the rest of their games at home. 90% of their final games are going to be home. They'll get their starters back Thursday, but it's got to help to be playing in front of these fans. Oh,
definitely. I mean, traveling is, very hard, especially when most days it's just a turnaround right after the game. So you get a couple of those in a row, and it could get tough. So just staying in the same bed, being able to just go through your same routines every day, waking up, coming to the ballpark, it definitely helps.
You'd have to think so, as Spenrath takes ball one. He drove in the first run of the day for the Riptide. 1-0 the count. Krisick was just walked, 1 man on and no outs. We're in a brand new ball game. It's 2-2. Colin Ryan is joining us. Lyons throws over to first. He's already picked a man off. So programs sell out. And you mentioned to me, like, hey, man, I'd like to work programs, to start this week. Any particular reason why?
I like being right in the middle of everything. It's like right there at the front gate, right when you walk in. You got merch right to the right. You got marketing right there. Just kind of you see everyone that you work with, all your friends, talk to them. You talk to most of the people that walk in the stadium. So it's just, I don't know. I like talking to people. I like, just saying, how's your day going?
Sure.
Just, I don't know. It's nice. And then of course I could have just turned around and watched the game at any point. So.
And now you're calling the game.
And now I'm calling the game.
That's the benefits of doing programs here.
It's a full day right there.
With the Blues. Sure is. 3-0 is the count for the second consecutive batter. It's Reed Spenrath batting now with Krisick at first. No outs, top seven, brand new ball game. Lyons still pitching. And here's a 3-0. Well, that's ball four, and he's walked both men that he's seen. If you're the Riptide now, you've just gotten brand new ball game. It's 2-2. And now a reliever for the Blues, who I've been saying all year has been a real unsung hero. Dean Trainer's going to come out to have a word with him. You've got 2 men on and no outs against him. You got to feel pretty good. This is a team in the Riptide. I'll just fill you in, Colin. 4th in the CCL South. They're 2 games behind us. They win this one. They cut that deficit in half.
Yeah.
And could creep up. This is a huge game for the Riptide.
Yeah. After an inning where you come back, you hadn't really had any offense all night. You come back, tie the game right there. This is a real big momentum type inning where you kind of just want to go 1, 2, 3, shut them down, get the bats back out there. But the good thing is, they haven't been hitting him hard here. It's just kind of been on his own doing. So he just starts throwing strikes here. We should see.
So you were a pitcher in high school.
For a little bit, yeah.
Little bit. Take me into the mindset of a reliever who's pitching in a tie ball game, whether you did so or not. Just what are you doing if you're a reliever and you walk the first 2 guys on? How are you going to approach the middle of this lineup after you walk the first 2 men to start the inning?
I would say you just want to come in and throw strikes. So obviously that's not what's happened here, but there's still time to turn it around. I don't know. They get their scouting reports before the game, and I'm sure that's what he was talking to him about right there with that mound visit. So, you just try to follow those, throw strikes, maybe get a ground ball here, and just, keep this game tied to get the bats back out there.
You'd have to think double play is your best friend right now. Clarkson and Samuelson are both in case Charlie Taylor, who's 0 for 3 tonight, shows bunt. Lyons steps off, forcing the runners to head back into first and second. We are tied at 2, and the Riptide have gotten the first 2 men on via the base on balls. Kevin Lyons has not thrown a strike in the inning. He still hasn't. That's ball 1 to Charlie Taylor. What can you attribute? We saw Kyle Wish struggle with command to start this inning. I mean, he walked the top of this lineup. He walked in 4 straight at bats. When you're struggling with command, how can you correct it without leaving one right over the heart of the plate?
It just goes back to mechanics. You just kind of got to take a deep breath, calm down.
Bunt is down. Lions can't dig it out of the grass. And it's a bunt single for Taylor. And the bases will be loaded, you were saying.
Yeah, it's just mechanics. You got to just step off the mound, take a deep breath. Just remember, just whatever got you to this point. These guys are all Division I, pitchers. So they're all very good. You just got to remember what got you to this point. Just kind of settle down a little bit. And just, I don't know, sometimes you could just be overthrowing. You come out of the pen, you're overthrowing a little bit. So just calm down. Just try to get, just get one over the plate, get some confidence. And then,
a little hard to calm down now. Bases are loaded with no one out. You're facing Emilio Rosas. He'll swing and foul tip one into the glove. It's strike 1. This is what I would like to call tense time on the mound. Bases loaded, no one out. And you're, again, facing the middle of this lineup. Rosas is a guy that coming into tonight, he's done some damage to us on the season. 6 for 16, 3 RBIs.
Yeah.
He's looking to add to that total now. We are tied at 2. Can Lions get out of this bases loaded, nobody out jam? That's a pop-up that Armstrong will have a look at. He's under it. He makes the catch. Oh, he doesn't make the catch. My mistake. He dropped it. Man. Oh, that kills. So it goes down as strike 2 on Rosas. What first looked like it might be a souvenir, then it looks like it's going to be out number 1, and a huge one at that.
Yeah.
Armstrong unable to corral that one. And, man, there's one position in baseball I don't envy, and that's the catcher.
Yeah.
First off, because I could never be in that stance for more than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And they have to do it the entire game.
Hard on the knees.
Hard on the knees, even for a young man. 0-2 the count to Rosas. He has only reached on an error. Popped up, and the infield will still have a look. It's Samuelson and Mercado and Grotto all ranging on. Who's going to catch it? No one. Still 0-2. I mean, Rosas has got to be – how many lives does he have?
So far, 3.
So far 3, right?
We'll see how many he could get.
0-2 the count still. And not only are the Riptide dodging bullets, the Blues have been unable to get an out so far. Bases are still loaded. Strikeout, that'll take a lot of the pressure off. Just getting one out, because then the double play can end an inning.
Absolutely.
We'll see what he's got for Rosas in an 0-2 count. He has grounded out to short twice, or second twice, excuse me. 0-2. In the dirt, ball 1. You got to be looking for a put-away pitch here. He's got a count to work with. It's just 1-2. It's still in his favor. But ground ball would be nice. Swing and miss would be nice for the Blues, who just tied this ball game. Now one of their better relievers in a bases loaded and no one out jam. 1-2 to the Riptide third baseman. It's in the dirt. Armstrong stops it, and it's ball 2. Count even. Well, he hasn't thrown him one close, and it just makes you think. He'd be facing after, let's say Rosas is out on either of those pop-ups. He's still facing guys that coming up after Rosas still don't have a hit.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of what could have been right now.
Depending on how this inning goes, those are 2 plays that, you can look back on and say that kind of changed the course of the game there.
This is popped up again for a third time. Kretschmar is under it, and it is indeed the first out. He's got 3 lives. We confirmed that.
3rd time's the charm.
And they get Rosas to pop out. I don't know what you'd call that other than dancing with the devil. That could have been messy if they don't get that out. 3 pop-ups, 2 of which were not caught by the infield. And that one out to left could have dropped in fair territory. All sorts of bad stuff could have happened. Now he has to face Spencer Servin, who struck out looking in his last at-bat and takes strike 1.
You saw essentially 6 strikes that last at-bat there, and then, starting him off with a first pitch strike here. So he's definitely found something that, he maybe didn't have coming into the game. So now a ground ball here would just probably be the best case scenario.
That's ball one. It without a doubt would be. This is a guy in Lions who is prone to strike guys out. Has struck out 3 so far in his. This is his 3rd inning of relief of our starter, Kyle Wish. Here's a 1-1. Foul tipped away, and he's gotten a 2nd straight guy to 2 strikes now. Bases are still loaded, and we are still in a tie ball game at 2-2. Servin has also been hit by a pitch and has been manning center field for the Riptide. 1 gone in the top of the 7th. 1-2 the count. Lions delivers. Fouled off again. Still 1-2. Now, as much as there's no worse feeling than having the bases loaded and no one out in an inning for a pitcher, is there any better feeling than stranding those bases loaded when you started with no outs?
No.
That's outside ball 2.
That's definitely what he's put himself in a position to do here. So I'll say 2-2 now. You don't really probably want to toy with him anymore here. I'll look for a put away pitch here or something that you could get him to roll over on, ground out to, 3rd or short, turn it. But
2 balls and 2 strikes to Servin. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2-2 our score. In the dirt, ball 3. Well, now you got to throw a strike.
Now you got to come after him.
You can walk in a run here if you're Kevin Lyons. First off, it's the first time we've seen him walk back-to-back guys to start an inning. So that is out of character to start. And then the weekly hit infield single loaded the bases. He got Rosas to pop out. Count is full to Servin. Here's a payoff pitch. Grounded to Mercado. He'll take an out at first, but a run scores. Riptide have the lead. It's 3-2. So damage done, but minimal. You get an out, you get a run. If that is hit harder, we could be looking at a double play.
Yeah.
So we know baseball is a game of inches. And run scores, RBI for Servin. He is out at first, but a run does score. It's runners on 2nd and 3rd now with 2 gone, top 7. It is 3-2. Riptide take the lead right back. It's now Kyle Booker at the plate. 0 for 3 today. Ball 1. When you were a pitcher, did you attack righties or lefties any differently, or did you go out on the same?
I was a pitcher until like sophomore year.
Okay.
So I would say we didn't have too many scouting reports at that point. It's kind of just trying to throw strikes, really.
Grounded to Crutchmar at 2nd. Routine play, guns to 1st, inning over. But not before the damage is done. Riptide take the lead. It is 3-2. Zach Ebrahim now alongside guest analyst Colin Ryan. It is 3-2. Riptide have taken the lead right back. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th now. Orange County leads, and we'll be right back. Bottom of the 7th underway. Riptide have taken the lead. It's 3-2 now in favor of Orange County. And leading things off is Nick Costello. He takes ball 1 from newly inserted freshman at Santa Clara, Cade Connolly, 6'3", left-hander. And for Cade, he's pitching in relief, and this is his 6th appearance. That's ball 2 to Costello. Again, our score is 3-2. Riptide have taken the lead right back for Connolly, hometown of Dana Point, California. It's a nice area. ERA at 5.78. He's primarily a starter. He's coming out of the pen. That's strike 1. This is his 6th appearance, his 3rd out of the pen. He's also started 3 games for the Riptide. Count is 2-1 to Costello. Ball 3. One thing that the last time we played this team, Colin, was our 8-4 win, and we scored runs in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Mm-hmm. And I thought a huge key in that game, in a lot of games in general, here's a 3-1. Strike 2 was the bottom of the lineup setting the table for the heavy hitters, even the guys at the top, because primarily Kretschmar and Mercado, they're not considered big bats, but they've been getting on base. So that was a huge key as to why we beat the Riptide last time out. Costello now, as we start the bottom third of this lineup, as he takes ball 4 and walks, leadoff man on. We'll see if that can happen and this offense can percolate for another inning.
Yeah.
Costello has walked for the 2nd time today and for the 9th time this season. 3-2 Riptide lead.
It's the same way the Riptide inning started in the top half right there. So just, of course, getting base runners is all you need.
It's a great point. Leadoff walk for the Blues. It's Costello safe at first. Burton shows bunt and takes strike 1. It all starts with getting guys on. And for the Blues, when they do that with no outs, it's led to their best innings of the season. And the same can be said for, I'm sure, a lot of teams. Forget the CCL in any form of baseball. Burton shows bunt and pulls away.
You only have 3 hits there, so they haven't been hitting the ball all too well tonight. But, they're still right in this game. You just got to get base runners on, move them over. Just manufacture runs any way you can, especially with, like you said, a lot of the starting lineup out right now.
Burton filling in for one of those guys. He's in center field for Cermak. He'll show a bunt. He'll lay it down. And it was a well-placed bunt, advancing Costello to 2nd, and Burton is out at 1st. The bunt is not dead in baseball, apparently. Coach Miller giving the sign to Burton to bunt Costello over. He's in scoring position for Mark Armstrong. This is a local guy, Cal Poly SLO. He was their bullpen catcher, has been their bullpen catcher. And now you come in, if you're Armstrong, and you're asked to call a game and catch these guys for the first time in God knows how long for him. One thing that I brought to my attention, at least, and I want to know your thoughts on it. If you're catching a guy, I know you've never been a catcher, I haven't either, but if you're catching a guy for the first time, don't you think that since you don't know necessarily how his pitches are going to move, you're not going to be able to frame as many for strikes?
Absolutely. The pregame bullpen down there is definitely very important in that situation. And then, he may have caught a couple of these guys' bullpens just down there in the bullpen, but, definitely seeing a whole game from a guy and being, the everyday catcher just helps a ton. So
first pitch is an off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Costello's at 2nd. He's the tying run. Riptide lead 3-2. We're in the bottom of the 7th with 1 gone. Fouled off to the left side, and it's 0-2. It's a tough spot to be put in. And, we've seen some of these new guys that have been brought in, like, balls are getting by them. A couple pass balls leading to men in scoring position. I don't think it has really anything to do with their ability. It's just you're thrown into a really difficult position and you're forced to perform at a high level. These guys are human, and sometimes it's just a lot. You're asking a lot. That's ball 1. Count is 1-2 to Mark Armstrong. But I love what Coach told me when I said, it's pretty bad timing, huh? I have 4 starters. He goes, listen, I don't care about any of that. Our guys are here to play baseball, and we've overcome adversity all season, being down in games and coming back to win. Here's a 1-2. Grounded to second. Diaz has it, throws to first, 2 gone, and Costello advances to third. I mean, you were in the booth that first game. Blues had lost 3 in a row, and then Esperanza, go-ahead 2-run bomb, and that really, I mean, what a way to break out of a losing streak. What a way to overcome adversity when winning games, down 4 starters. They have a chance to do so tonight against Orange County.
Yeah, absolutely. And, those are the guys you want to root for, too. The guys that, just grinding away down there in the bullpen all year. No promise of playing time, no shot, no promise of even being on the team, really. And then he just gets his opportunity here. And
Kretschmar flares one out to right. Ranging on and making the catch is Krisick. And Costello will be stranded at third. It is still 3-2. Riptide lead now. We're going to head to the top of the 8th. Blues will look to keep the deficit at just 1 run. Footloose Frenzy is going to take place in left field. Colin and I are going to watch it, and we're going to take a short break and be right back with you. Top of the 8th upcoming. Thanks for hanging out and making us a part of your Tuesday evening here on the Blues Streaming Network. Top of the 8th. We are entering the final stretch now of this ball game, and it's a close one. It's a good one, as always, at home at Sinsheimer Park. Zach Ebrahim alongside Colin Ryan. And yeah, we're in a one-run ball game. Efren Cervantes is leading things off against newly inserted right-hander Noah Bullard. Noah is a junior at Santa Barbara, hometown of Paso Robles. This is his 4th appearance for the Blues this season, and Cervantes grounds one hopper. Mercado gloves it, throws it, one gone. A little background on Bullard for you, Colin. So this guy, look at this. First, he pitches for us in the first game of the season, right? Then, okay, against Solano back on the 20th, he's gone from the team for a month. And due to the guys having to be quarantined and the pitchers that are out, we bring Noah back. Bullard comes back. He's excited to be back and now has a chance to contribute while the team's in the midst of a run to the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. This is another guy that is getting his opportunity here. I'm sure he didn't really think he would probably be back after that first week, but he has a chance here to, maybe if he does well, stick around for the rest of the year. You never know. So
delivers strike 1 to Dwight Allen, CCL All-Star. 0 for 3 today. Playing left field, taking strike 2, and Bullard is ahead 0-2. Did you watch the showcase game?
I did, yeah.
How cool was that to see these guys not only get national TV time, but the fact that our own assistant GM Dana Applegarth coordinated everything for over a year. That is incredible.
Yeah, she's the best. I texted her, good luck the morning of, and I gave her a little virtual pregame knucks.
Yes.
But yeah, I know she was really stressed about it, but she did a great job, and everything that I could see from TV went well. So
it looked great on television, especially that stadium. As Allen takes ball 2, the count is even at 2-2, just one gone in the top of the 8th in a 3-2 ball game with the Riptide leading. So 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Well, the leadoff man was not walked, so that's already different. Cervantes grounded out to short. He is the only out, and Allen is going to await a payoff pitch from Noah Bullard. Ball 4. The second guy is walked.
Yeah. We're moving in the right direction, right? 2 more innings and we won't have any walks. So
for Bullard, that is the 3rd man he's walked this season in his limited time. 5 1/3 innings pitched for Bullard as a Blue. Back to the top of this lineup, another all-star. Davis Diaz has reached in every plate appearance, walked twice and singled twice. Bats with 1 man on and 1 out. Grounds 1, double play ball to Mercado, toss to Kretschmar to Clarkson. It's a double play. No! My mistake. All right. It's 1 out. And Diaz has reached for a 5th time on a fielder's choice. I need to stop getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. He was flying down the line.
He was. Diaz is short at safe at first. Able to get the out at second. There are 2 gone now. And 1 man on for Austin Krissick, who has walked 3 times. Inside, ball 1.
How many walks is that total for the Riptide today?
Ooh, that's a whole lot. Give me a sec to count them up. 7.
Yeah,
that's too many.
That is too many. And it's still only a 3-2 game, so.
Isn't that incredible? Throw over to first. Checks on Diaz. He is safe. He's reached 5 times. On his way to Vanderbilt, can you tell?
Yeah, it's a good day for the on-base percentage there.
Phenomenal day. Can't get any better. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Krissick. Throw over to first. Checks on Diaz. He's still safe. I've been wrong twice tonight, and the average is at 3.
Okay.
So we're doing all right.
So we'll have 1 more from you here somewhere in the next 2 innings.
Who knows? Maybe a couple more. 1 ball, no strikes. Popped up. Ranging back towards us. Foul ball. 1 strike, 1 ball. Count even. Krissick at the plate. Diaz is safe at first after not grounding into a double play. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-2 still our score in favor of the Riptide. Inside ball 2. So you never hit as a player? You were always a pitcher?
Oh, no, I hit. I
Okay.
did hit. Yeah.
You hit and pitched?
I was more of a hitter, I would say.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Popped up and out of play. This is back towards us again. Oh, my.
There goes the beer.
The foul ball just killed a beer. And the children go for the foul ball. Well, rest in peace to that guy's beer. That would scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
I was kind of a guy who, I could pitch with my eyes closed and wouldn't really have made a difference because when I released the ball, I just did not know where it was going most of the time. So
that's sent out to right center. Burton calling for it, ranging on, loses his hat. Makes a diving catch. Wow. Couldn't he have just let Costello catch it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Right fielder just kind of stood there, but at least he'll be on SportsCenter now, so there's that.
A web gem for Grant Burton. You can say he's got at least 2 in this game. He's been excellent filling in center field for Ryan Cermak. It is still a 1-run ball game. Blues work around a Bullard walk, and it is still 3-2 in favor of the Riptide, but their bats will be up to the plate and have something to say about that when we return. Also, a new pitcher inserted for Orange County. We'll introduce you to him when we come back. On the other end of this break here on the Blue Streaming Network, thank you so much for joining us and making us a part of your Tuesday evening. Welcome back. Bottom of the 8th underway. Ruben Mercado leading things off for the Blues. Sounds of Neil Diamond and Sweet Caroline welcome us back to the home half of the 8th. Unfortunately, it is with a deficit. 3-2 is our score with the Riptide leading, and it is Ruben Mercado, a senior at San Jose State, leading things off against a right-hander out of Illinois, delivering strike 1. Newly inserted Andrew Pogue, sophomore at Illinois, hometown of Peoria, 6'5" right-hander, 1-0 record, sub-4 ERA, 3.42 to be specific. He's also started a couple games. That's fouled off, and Mercado's quickly behind 0-2. Someone caught it?
Good catch right there.
Good deal. Souvenir for a fan. Count is 0-2. So the Blues, I'm expecting that the Riptide have this guy in to get the final 6. There's the first. Strikeout of Mercado. 1 gone in the 8th. And part of the reason is the success he's had against us. So he pitches against us on the 29th. He was he got, let's see, what is that? That's
3 2/3.
Yeah, 11 outs.
Yep.
That's the only time we've been shut out. That was our first game in Irvine as Tate Samuelson comes to the plate. He gave up 2 hits, struck out 5, walked a couple, but he was tremendous. And I forget who the starter was that game, but our guys who were a little, they've been shut out for the first time all year. They were really thrown off by it. They said, we thought that their reliever, Pogue, was better than their starter. And that's why he's been tasked with getting the final 6. Grounded foul. It's 0-2. Next, 3-man booth.
You ever been to Fenway?
I have not. It's on the bucket list.
That is bucket list.
There's a lot on the bucket list in terms of going to stadiums.
Sweet Caroline at Fenway and Bon Jovi at Gillette. That's a bucket list right there.
I had a buddy who did both in one weekend.
Yeah.
0-2. Hit out to left center. And caught. Loud second out. It's a fly out for Samuelson. Here is Mason Grotto. 2 gone, no one on. 3-2 Riptide. It's a quick 2 outs for Andrew Pogue. 1-run ball game. Blues looking for some more magic here at home. It's the first pitch to Grotto. Ball 1. First time he's not delivered a first pitch strike. One and 0. Ball 2 in the dirt. Two balls and no strikes to Grotto. 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Pogue. Ball 3. Grotto responsible for the Blues' second run as he doubled it in to tie this ball game. It is 3-2 Riptide lead. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, and Grotto walks. A lot of walks in this game, a whole lot of them. And for Grotto, we'll get the numbers. I just know he leads the team in the category. Actually, no, he's second to Clarkson. But Grotto has now walked for a 13th time. Here's Vince Martinez.
That's how you started to our rally right there.
Well, you get on, and now you need a guy who has struck out 3 times in the ball game to come through and deliver a big hit. And this is a guy who's capable.
Yeah.
But Martinez, as mentioned, without a hit today, has not reached. First pitch to him is fouled off, drifting into foul ground and right. It's strike 1. So you get the man on, and you get the tying run on base, and now you get the go-ahead run at the plate in the form of a heavy hitter who is struggling to put the ball in play. If you're that reliever on the mound right now, are you even throwing him a fastball?
I mean, he threw four straight balls to Grotto, so if he would have thrown ball 1 there, that could have been trouble. But
Grotto takes off for second. It's a stolen base, and Martinez swings and misses through strike 2. Tying runs in scoring position, but Martinez is in an 0-2 hole. Okay, well, let's switch the roles now. Let's say you're Martinez at the plate. You're down 0-2. You know there's 2 outs, and the tying run is out there, but you haven't touched the ball today.
Yeah.
A tough spot to be in.
Yeah. I mean, in this situation, you choke up a little bit. You know, you're not trying for the 2-run home run right now. You're just trying to put the ball in play, keep the inning going.
I'm hoping for the 2-run home run.
It would be nice.
0-2, ball 1.
Be a little deja vu from last time, but
seriously. AJ Esperanza, one of those guys that's quarantined. One of the most clutch hitters on this team, has delivered 2 go-ahead hits. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Martinez 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. The tying run is stranded at second. And Grotto, after walking, is worked around. Andrew Pogue continues his dominance of Blues hitting. And they'll have 3 outs to rally in the bottom of the 9th. But it all starts with a scoreless top of the ninth. And we'll be right back with you for that, as Noah Bullard will be out for his second inning of relief, trying to keep the deficit at just 1 for San Luis Obispo. Zach Ebrahim, Colin Ryan. We're going to take a short break. Be right back with you for the top of the ninth. Don't go anywhere. It's a one-run ball game. And you know how these ones have ended before. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back to Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, California. Home of the Blues, where they are down 3-2 to the visitors from the south. Orange County Riptide, they lead 3-2, and we are on the top of the ninth. One-run ball game. Reed Spenrath is leading things off. He's taken ball one from Noah Bullard, and he has swung and missed now through strike one. All starts with a scoreless top of the ninth, and then you let the bottom third of your lineup do what it can in a one-run ball game.
Yeah.
Outside ball two. Two and one the count. No gone. None gone in the top of the ninth. Riptide looking for their third win in 5 games over the Blues. Their first here at Sinsheimer Park. They'll say that's strike two, and the count is even to Reed Spenrath, who has walked and driven in a run on a fielder's choice. Chance of hot sauce, hoping for a strikeout. And it's ball 3. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Slow heat is given to a lucky fan on the strikeout from Bullard. He sets down Reed Spenrath, and that'll bring Charlie Taylor to the plate, the man who really swung and hit a swinging bunt to this infield and was able to reach. That loaded the bases, and then a run would score. Riptide have led 3-2 since the top of the 7th. That's strike one from Bullard to Taylor. 1 for 4 today. I think it's interesting that the Blues play teams in their division 6 times in a year. That's ball 1. And so the first 4 games against Orange County, they split 2-2. I have to go back and look, but the Blues have not dominated a team from the South. It's literally been dead even in terms of a 6-game sample size. Swung on and missed strike 2. Do you attribute that to the level of competition in the CCL and the level of talent that these players have? Or is it just a matter of the game of baseball, anything happens and, no team is too overmatched of another?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. The Blues have 18 pitchers, so I'm sure most of these teams have somewhere around that number. And in a 6-game series, you still are going to be seeing new guys that you haven't faced yet in the 6th game.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
that's true.
You could just start seeing the same guys over and over again and just getting used to them.
No, you're going to see new guys. You're absolutely right. Here's a 1-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. The Riptide have not seen Bullard until tonight. And he starts the top of the ninth with back-to-back Ks and will now face Rosas, who has only reached on an E6. And that error from Mercado was the 20th error for the Blues in the month of July. And in July, they have a record of 6-7. I mentioned this earlier. I mean, just imagine if that number is literally cut in half. You know, what record we could be looking at possibly. And we don't know for sure. Swinging bunt is foul. Or no, fair ball. Gunning it is a foul ball. There's my third time being wrong.
That was a late call there by the Blue. It wasn't on you.
Count 0-1. But I mean, just a lot of unforced errors, man. It has cost the Blues some games. There's no doubt about it.
Well, errors and walks. You got 7 walks tonight.
Yeah.
You see what throwing strikes does for you right here. 2 strikeouts. You know, the Riptide really haven't been hitting the ball since first or second inning. So it's just largely like unforced mistakes that have been hurting the Blues. And part of that is probably the new players that are in right now, and it's not the normal 9 that you send out there, but
at the end of the day, men that should not be on are getting on, whether it's taking 4 balls in an at bat or errors by the infield.
And then a lot of the times those men then score and
comes back to bite you.
Yeah, it does.
Fouled off, count 0-2, 2 gone, top 9, and it is still 3-2 Riptide. Blues will be down 1 with TJ Clarkson coming to the plate, or they are down 1. Inning not over yet.
Don't get
out
of yourself there.
Yeah. No balls and 2 strikes. Bullard trying to strike out the side. Sent out to right, drifting foul. My heart was in my throat. 2 gone still. I was going to give you something to think about, but I'm going to wait to make sure this inning is over.
Sounds good.
No balls and 2 strikes. 2 gone in the top of the 9th. Bullard trying to strike out the side. Ball 1 in the dirt. One and 2 the count to Emilio Rosas, third baseman today. Strike 3 called, and he got him. Bullard strikes out the side, and it's 3-2. Bottom of the 9th, upcoming. Here's what I was going to bring up. Due up is TJ Clarkson, okay? This is the guy who leads the team in walks and has walked 4 times against the Riptide this season, 4 games. That featured a 3-walk game, a game in which he walked 3 times. So, just something for you to dwell on. The man coming to the plate is pretty darn good at getting on base against the Riptide. And with that, hold that thought. We're going to take a short break and be right back with you for the bottom of the 9th. You're not going to go anywhere, are you? It's 3-2, and me and Colin will be right back. Bottom of the 9th. It's 3-2. Riptide lead, and Andrew Pogue is still out there. He worked around a walk of Grotto, struck out Mercado and Martinez, and got Samuelson to fly out. He's looking for the final 3 and a final of 3-2 in favor of Orange County. He'll have to get through TJ Clarkson, Nick Costello, and Grant Burton unless there's a pinch hitter. Here's the first pitch. Strike 1. Bottom of the ninth. Only down 1. I think we've been spoiled with the amount of times we've seen it. 0-1. Ball 1. I don't want to say you come to expect something crazy, but they have treated us to some fun finishes.
Yeah.
One of which was against this team on my birthday.
There it
1
is.
ball and 1 strike. Grounded to Diaz at second. 1 hopper is fielded cleanly. Throwing to first, there's 1 out.
All you're really looking for here is a base runner. You know, you got the bottom third of the lineup coming up. You just got to get on base. I know, some guys hate pitching out of the stretch, prefer the windup. So you get someone on, maybe that throws them off. Just, get movement going. Give them something to think about. And
Well, I feel like I jinxed TJ. Costello checks his swing and takes strike 1. He's gone on base all 3 times. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's walked twice. A lot of walks in this game. Pogue doesn't walk many of them. He's only 16 walks, but in a lot of innings as Costello takes ball 1. Count even. Takes ball 2. Have you ever been at the plate where you're the tying run or you bat like with men in scoring position? Have you ever been in that situation?
yeah, definitely.
Ball 3.
I played baseball for 14 years, so
So
there's
you've seen a good amount.
Yeah.
I mean,
Been in probably every spot you could think of
Sure.
at one point or another.
Well, here's a 3-1 to Nick Costello. Way inside, it hit him, and it's ball 4 anyway. Costello has reached now, and not only has he reached for a 4th time, he's got 2 bruises and is the tying run with speed on first base. So, I mean, what did you do in those at-bats? Did you come through, or did you go down easy?
I batted 1,000 in those
Oh, yeah?
situations. Oh, yeah.
Mentally or physically? No,
Well,
I'm kidding.
maybe mentally.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, your heart's beating fast. You go up there, you're just trying to take a breath.
I can't imagine.
Most of the time, I would try to swing first pitch,
Yeah.
just get it out of the way, settle down a little bit. But
Get it out of the way.
yeah, you're just sitting on a fastball first pitch. But
Well, they're pitching. Pogue throws over to first. Grant Burton's at the plate. Got his first hit against the Riptide. It was a homer back in Irvine. Pogue dealing to Burton. They're going to pitch him away. Swung on and missed, strike 1. That's one thing I've learned to do now is watch the catcher if I want to know where the pitch is going.
yeah,
That's how I knew they were going to pitch him away.
yeah.
No balls and 1 strike. Costello on first. He's the tying run. Burton's the go-ahead run. It's 3-2 Riptide. Bottom 9. They're pitching him away again. Grounded, and it hits Pogue. Burton's going to beat that one out. Infield single for Burton. Blues have men on first and second. Still only 1 gone. And it is a pinch hitter. It's Thomas Trinka. One out, bottom 9. And the Blues have plated back-to-back men. Costello, who was hit by a pitch, is at second. And Grant Burton, who just singled off of the shin of Pogue, is at first base.
Going back a little bit, right after Costello got on first there, you saw immediately he picked off. So, just getting in his head, thinking, giving him something to think about, and then you see contact right after that.
You said it, pitching out of the stretch is different.
It is.
Without question. Pogue checks second and delivers the first pitch to Trinka. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
I think Trinka was using my mindset there. First
You
pitch,
think?
first
Yeah,
pitch fastball sitting on it.
Just let it rip.
Yeah.
Thomas Trinka, the native of Virginia, George Mason University, outfielder. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out, bottom 9. Hit out to Diaz. Guns to second, and that's a loud second out. Trinka lines out directly to Davis Diaz. Blues are down to their last out, and it's the infielder from Stanford. It's Austin Kretschmar. Runners on second and first for San Luis Obispo. Our score is 3-2 in favor of Orange County. This is a huge game for both teams. No matter who wins, they will gain positioning in the CCL South as we head into the playoffs. Pogue deals Kretschmar ball one. Kretschmar 1 for 3 today with a single, fly out, and ground out to third. One ball, no strikes. Pogue looks in and gets the sign from Taylor. We'll check second and deal. Strike one.
You got to put the ball in play here, force the defense to make a play. You got a lot of speed on the base pass right now, so.
That you do. 1-1. The count. 3-2 our score. Bottom 9 here at Sinsheimer Park. Strike two. Blues down to their final strike. One ball and 2 strikes. Pogue delivers to Kretschmar. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he didn't. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count even. Costello at second. He's the tying run. Burton on first. He's the go-ahead run. 3-2 Riptide. Blues down to their final strike in the bottom of the ninth. Got him swinging. 3-2 the final. Riptide come away with the victory. Blues will welcome the Foresters tomorrow night. It is the first of 4 straight games here at Sinsheimer Park. Blues are now 10-10 in conference. They will drop into 4th place in the CCL South. And we'll welcome the Santa Barbara Foresters tomorrow. Colin, your final thoughts. This is a team now that they just lost a tough game to an opponent that has now gained a full game on them in the CCL South. You just feel like you have to win. You have to win, and if you do before your guys come back, it'll benefit you. But even with the loss tonight, knowing that you're going to get those starters back, all is not lost.
No, absolutely not. And it was, a long 7-game homestand. It's tough to do it without some of your key players, but these are good teams, and I think tomorrow night it's a big game against the Foresters. It's another good team, so you just got to kind of put this one behind you. It's over now. Come out tomorrow ready to play, and try to get one back.
It is over. The Riptide went ahead 3-2 in the top of the 7th. This is how this inning went. They led off with a walk, back-to-back walks against Kevin Lyons, and then Charlie Taylor, an infield single. They'd get 1 key out, but a ground out and an RBI by Spencer Servin made this a 3-2 ball game, and that would end up being your final. Blues fall to the Riptide for the 3rd time this year in 5 games. Final pitching lines. Kyle Wish started this thing. He went 4 full, 2 earned runs on 4 hits. Also walked 4 batters. Walk's the name of the game today, in my opinion. Kevin Lyons, 3 full innings, only gave up 2 hits, and that earned run coming after he walked back-to-back men. Noah Bullard was impressive in his 2 innings pitched, as he held the deficit to just 1, but unfortunately the Blues unable to come away with another magical victory here at the bottom of the ninth at home. Riptide gets some revenge, and we'll be right back with you. Tomorrow's ballgame at 6:05, first pitch for Colin Ryan. I'm Zach Ebrahim. Stay tuned for the post-game show, Blues Live. We're going to interview somebody. I don't know who yet, but we're going to figure it out. So stay tuned for that. It's always fun. And we hope to see you either here at Sinsheimer Park or, of course, joining us on the Blues Streaming Network Live as we always do. Hope you enjoyed that one as much as we did. Zach Ebrahim, Colin Ryan, saying so long and good night. Back on the post-game show, Blues Live. Unfortunately, a one-run loss to the Orange County Riptide, but we have a special guest, as we always do on the post-game show. This time it's our public address announcer, Jim Siebert. And Jim, first off, thanks for joining me.
You bet.
Pleasure having you.
My pleasure.
And, I mean, we're in the literal home stretch of this season.
We are.
And this is your what season with the Blues?
This will be my 5th season with an asterisk.
Yeah.
5 seasons, but only 4 that actually had games. Last
Got
year,
it.
obviously, we didn't have a season.
Yes, absolutely.
Been a Blues fan for probably 10 years,
Yeah.
I would say maybe 9 years. Adam, our general manager, I met him. We started talking about baseball at a Chamber of Commerce thing.
Yeah.
He gave me some tickets, put them in the mail, and sent them to me. And on our wedding anniversary one year, I took my wife to a Blues game, bought her a hot dog
There you go.
for our wedding anniversary, and so she was hooked, and I was hooked, and then I started doing the games, the PA 5 years ago. This is my 5th year. Yeah.
Terrific. What do you love most about PA? It's something that I've never done.
Yeah.
And you said that when you started doing it with the Blues, it was the first time you had ever done it. So in your years of doing it now, what do you like the most about it? And just talk to us about that.
It's hosting a huge party for people.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the host. I'm certainly not the most important thing. People come to watch baseball and hang out with their family, but I kind of tie it all together.
You do.
And that's kind of fun. They give me some leeway. They give me a pretty long leash. They let me tell some crazy jokes and and that type of thing. I try not to get too partisan. I'm a huge Blues fan, but I try not to, I don't say anything when umpires do bad calls and that, because I feel we'll leave that up to the fans.
Sure.
Try to stay professional at that. But it's completely different. I talk for a living, and in my other job, I'm in a little tiny isolated soundproof booth, and I read books to people. I do audiobooks.
Yeah.
So this is completely different because I've got all this stuff going on around me. I'm talking really loud. I'm shouting and that type of thing. And so it gives me a change of pace for a few weeks every summer.
So I wanted to ask you, this is something that ever really since I met you, I was just curious to know, at what point did you know that, your voice was going to be your career and that you were going to center yourself around voiceover work and now PA and narrating? When did you know that this was your life?
I don't know that a light bulb ever went on.
Sure.
And it said, Jim, be a voiceover and be on the radio. I just always gravitated to that kind of performing.
Okay.
Very early on, I listened to the radio ever since I was a little kid. I liked listening to the DJs, the music, but the DJs were what really got me interested in radio.
Sure.
And I had an opportunity to go to school to learn how to be a DJ, a broadcaster, and so that started. I was in my early 20s when that happened, and I've just I would leave it for a while and then come back, and I would leave it for a while and then come back, and so I guess I've always used my voice in one way or another. In a lot of different jobs. I was a corporate marketing VP for a while, and the thing I liked most about that was the opportunity to get up in front of a group of people and sell them on an idea. And it wasn't so much the selling them on the idea, it was the being up in front of a bunch of people. It just, I'm kind of at my best when I'm entertaining and, being in front of people.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think some people might have a light bulb. Some people will take a while to figure out what they want to end up doing. But now, baseball.
Okay.
You're around the game, and you've been around it for so long. And I hear you talk about memories of who you like to listen to, your favorite teams, your favorite players.
Yeah.
What is it you love the most about baseball and getting to come to the ballpark and being around the sport all the time?
It's the only sport I understand.
Yeah.
Basketball, football. I watch football, and my wife's a huge football fan, and so we watch the football on the TV. There's a lot of times I can't even tell where the ball is.
Yeah,
and I know we went to a couple. She's a Bronco fan, so we went to a couple of games, and I wished I'd had the radio with me, so I could hear the play-by-play people explain to me what was going on.
Yeah.
But baseball, I mean, for the most part, I understand it, and to me, baseball is it's a true one-on-one sport. Tennis is another one-on-one sport. You've got one person that's going to throw a ball, another person's going to hit it, that another person's going to catch it. So it's all, there's teamwork, but I love the whole idea of it's individual performance really matters, in baseball. And again, I understand it. It's a game that ever since I was a tiny kid growing up in San Francisco, my dad was a huge baseball fan. I remember when the Giants actually came to town in San Francisco, and they moved there from New York, and it was a big deal. And then when Candlestick Park opened, I was really disappointed. Dad took me to Candlestick Park the first the first season that they opened there, 62, 60, somewhere in there. And I was really disappointed because I'd heard all about this Candlestick Park forever and ever and ever. I was disappointed because the lights were not candles. I just figured, Candlestick Park, there would be candlesticks, and there weren't.
Yep.
So huge disappointment, all downhill from there,
Last question for you, and I'll let you go.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to kind of find your own, kind of be yourself on the air?
Oh.
It's something that young broadcasters can struggle with. They can kind of start, I feel like, at least I did, mimicking who you like to listen to. And you would kind of end up doing kind of a bad impersonation of your favorite announcer.
Well, I mean, I'm a diehard Giants fan.
Yeah.
And so this team in LA that wears the blue, the dirty, nasty Dodgers, they had a play-by-play guy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name is Vin Scully. Okay. Of course you've heard of him. Everybody has. When I was going to broadcast school, I would get Vince Scully's the ad copy that he would read for Farmer John Hams.
Wow.
Because he did such a great job communicating that, and I would practice that into my little cassette recorder until I sounded, or thought I sounded, like Vin Scully.
Wow.
So in a way, he was kind of a mentor. David Letterman was probably another one, and you and I have talked about this because of your connection with Indiana.
Yep.
Letterman's style, his self-deprecating style, his little wink, how he would make fun of even his bosses at NBC and GE and all that just resonated with me. And I kind of bring some of that to to my PA work. I'll tell silly little jokes, dad jokes almost, and I try not to ever make fun of anybody in a way that's going to be hurtful, but I'll try to make fun of a situation or something like that.
Sure.
So, yeah.
That's terrific, Jim. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Finally, your daughter's watching. Say hi to them.
Oh, hi. My daughter and my wife, I think, are watching. My daughter's in Colorado. My wife's just there in Roy Grande. So hello. Dad will be home soon.
There you go. Thanks for joining me, Jim.
All right. Thanks.
Pleasure.
Take care.
You too.